no kizzy. Little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, no kizzy. Little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, that hit in that face, had to make them believe. Make it look easy like money on trees. I'm raking the leaves. A pussy like water, yeah, straight to their head like taking a lead. This project was made for the streets. This what you get when you mix an A with a P. I want all of the smoke. I've been waiting to see like a fat kid waiting to eat. I can't tell you how it happened, but I'm here. I used to let it break me down. I barely drop a tear. How to coach so many losses, think I know I want a pill. I was living fast, nigga, really had to chill. My mind is too powerful. Think before you act, try to reach for your waist, and you can get bent back. All I got on doing is shake them haters out, quitting black. All I ever really wanted was a big bag. Acting like a goddess, we can split that. I'ma tear that ass up, make her come and get a lick back. We both wrapped up in this paper, no zigzags. If you really want it, you can get it, but only if you real bad. Raw base bottle, where she grab it on the stick, trying to knock it out the ballpark. All-star pick, got me licking on your neck, rubbing on your titties, feel the panties steady leaking, got a nigga wanna eat it. No cap, no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap.
No cap, no kizzy. Hopping out with the Drake, no drizzy. Chasing young money, big CEO getting it. Keep your nose out of beef and business. A man big fitted won't leave no witness. Pockets overweight, don't need no fitness. I'm a little bitch getting tossed, no did it. Play with mine, hollows flying like frisbee. Time for the game like OG Bennett. Welcome to Dallas, the Green Dot City. Man stuff, they ain't knowing who did it. Loud pipes with sticks through the city. Bullets flying, who throwing, who pitching. Don't really matter, I'ma catch who did it. Spin on the ass, won't stop till I'm dizzy. Stuck in the game, no pivot, no cap.
No kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap.
My oldest daughter had to take a DNA test for school just to figure out ancestry. During the DNA test, she came to me very, very sad because apparently me and her were not related. I was like, huh? When she told me this, I had to keep a straight face because the immediate shock was just wild. Then I decided to go with her to get a paternity test done. When we got the paternity test done, it was also concluded that I was not her father. At this point, I was shocked. I've had 4 kids with my wife, and she was the oldest, and I needed to see how far this rabbit hole went. I told her to not let her mother know that we know this information, and then I went to my next oldest child. Not mine. I went to the one below that. Not mine. And then I decided to stop there because the youngest child is so young that this may directly affect them, and they don't really understand what's going on anyway. So I didn't even want to go into that rabbit hole, but when I got the information, I immediately was like, let me go talk to my wife about this. So, like always, she didn't take responsibility or any type of accountability, and she said, how are you going to believe your wife over these tests? I was like, are you serious? Are you like, for real? Like, is this really where you're gonna go with this? Then she starts crying profusely and saying it was only one time, I didn't mean to do it. And I was like, it was only one time? Hey. And then I showed her that each one of the children aren't mine, with the exception of the youngest, as so I think. That's when it dawned on me that it was one time, multiple times, and then when we looked, each one of the children had different baby fathers, and somehow that made it even worse, because it wasn't just one person you was cheating on me with. This is a habitual thing with multiple different people that you probably don't know about, and I'm taking care of their kids. They're my kids. They're my kids. I've raised each and every one of them from a super young age, and they stood by me through this whole situation. But to think that she's not who she said she was. Because up until that situation, I thought we had a great marriage. I thought we had a great life. I thought everything was going good. I thought that we were building together and already have built together. She is a stay-at-home mom that works on things that she wants to do. She takes care of the kids. She cooks. She cleans. She does everything that's needed inside of the relationship with me. Yet she didn't tell me that she wanted to go outside of the marriage. She didn't tell me that she wanted to do anything. Anyway, after finding out the information and getting her side of the story, I let her know I would need a couple of space. So I had rented a hotel for a couple of days, and I stayed in it. I stayed away, and it was all right. It was good, but I really missed my kids, and I wanted to see them. So after a couple of days, I was back inside of the house, but I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't say anything to my wife. I didn't speak to her. She would try to talk to me and I would look away. I would take care of the kids. I would grab the kids, take them to the mall, do different things with them. And everything was just, I was just trying to figure things out. I was just trying to see how I could make our relationship work, or see if I need to separate and just take the kids myself. Like, I didn't know what to do, if I had any like legal rights to these individuals. Yeah, my name's on the birth certificate, but I'm not biologically theirs. I just wanted to figure things out, but I didn't even get that chance, because 6 days ago she decided, other than taking any type of responsibility, to have a hangout session with the chandelier. And I'm so happy I have my kids, because I just don't know what I would like. It's just baffling to me, because the whole time, even with evidence, she just kept denying and denying and denying and denying. And I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know if I was never supposed to know in the first place. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want to not have my kids, not to have their A few years ago, my oldest daughter.
That was a lot to unpack right there. That was a lot to unpack right there, for real, for real. Hey, everybody, it's Real Talk with Jason Dixon, man. I played that video because tonight is going to be a real show about some real topics that's going around on both TikTok, Facebook, and I just want to get into some issues that we have in our Black community. And we're not here to make no excuses. I'm not here to hear all the slavery mentality, all that bull crap. Throw that crap out the door, man. And I'm saying that because it's about time that we start talking about accountability and holding ourselves accountable for these issues that are happening in our community. The video you just seen, man, that is a sad story, but it's a story that's starting to happen way too often. It is something that we have started to normalize in our community. It is something that women have been doing to men over the last 10 years. You went out and you did what you wanted. And don't get me wrong, men have been cheating on women, but here's the thing. Most women, majority of them, if you cheat on them and have a baby, they are out the door. Men, we sometimes don't know, like that young man said, he had no clue about the whole situation. It wasn't until his older daughter in a class had to come take a DNA test to find out that she didn't belong to her daddy. And then it wasn't just the DNA, it was the daughter after her and the daughter after her. He was so hurt that he couldn't bear to learn that the new baby wasn't his. So those are the things that we need to start addressing. Along with that, we got other topics. As we take breaks, I am bringing on other topics to talk about these things, to talk about some of the things that I just wish we would address rather than keep blaming the man and keep blaming society. These are things that now we are doing. I made a very valid point on my man, shout out Godson the Pharaoh show on Saturday. I made a very valid point that said, okay, great. We could talk about the slave mentality, but at some point in the 1960s, the black culture was thriving. Whether we were dealing with segregation or not, we may not have had the best possibilities, but our businesses were thriving, our families were thriving. We were loving family. And it wasn't until the 70s when they brought drugs in that we got into this great divide that we keep blaming on the slave mentality. Because once the drugs came in, the value of money went higher than the family. The value of money became our God. The value of money is the reason why your cousin can't call you now when he's in a hard spot and come sleep on your couch because he did something to you or you loaned him some money a time ago. And instead of looking at family, we are the only culture that will let family struggle on the streets before we open our doors because they have divided us. But that didn't happen in slavery. That happened just a couple of years ago, a couple of decades ago, 1970, 1966, 1967, 68, 69, 70, when they dropped the drugs off into our community. So that video, let's get into that, man. And today I got my 4 guys, the people I started this network with, man, the people that I value. I love them from heart because we got down and grinded this network out and to see where it grows. So first, I'm going to bring my co-host on board. He just got in the building. I'm going to bring in my guy, Mr. 2-1 Joe. How you doing, man? Welcome home.
What's happening? What's happening? What's going on, world?
What's going on, man? I'm going to play this video because I need you to get it and see what we about ready to discuss before we go forward. Anthony and Wood, I know y'all got y'all coming up, but I want to play this for him so that he can catch what he missed while trying to get in the studio because it's very important that he sees this from the start. So, man, I'm addressing some real big issues today, bro.
Very, very sad because apparently a few years ago, my oldest daughter had to take a DNA test for school just to figure out ancestry. During the DNA test, she came to me very, very sad because apparently me and her were not related. I was like, huh? When she told me this, I had to keep a straight face because the immediate shock was just wild. Then I decided to go with her to get a paternity test done. When we got the paternity test done, it was also concluded that I was not her father. At this point, I was shocked. I've had 4 kids with my wife, and she was the oldest, and I needed to see how far this rabbit hole went. I told her to not let her mother know that we know this information, and then I went to my next oldest child. Not mine. I went to the one below that. Not mine. And then I decided to stop there because the youngest child is so young that this may directly affect them and they don't really understand what's going on anyway. So I didn't even want to go into that rabbit hole. But when I got the information, I immediately was like, let me go talk to my wife about this. So, like always, she didn't take responsibility or any type of accountability, and she said, how are you going to believe your wife over these tests? I was like, are you serious? Are you like, for real? Like, is this really where you're going to go with this? Then she starts crying profusely and saying it was only one time. I didn't mean to do it. And I was like, it was only one time. Hey. And then I showed her that each one of the children aren't mine, with the exception of the youngest, as so I think. That's when it dawned on me that it was one time, multiple times, and then when we looked, each one of the children had different baby fathers, and somehow that made it even worse, because it wasn't just one person you was cheating on me with. This is a habitual thing with multiple different people that you probably don't know about, and I'm taking care of their kids. They're my kids. They're my kids. I've raised each and every one of them from a super young age, and they stood by me through this whole situation. But to think that she's not who she says she was, because up until that situation, I thought we had a great marriage. I thought we had a great life. I thought everything was going good. I thought that we were building together and already have built together. She is a stay-at-home mom that works on things that she wants to do. She takes care of the kids. She cooks. She cleans. She does everything that's needed inside of the relationship with me. Yet she didn't tell me that she wanted to go outside of the marriage. She didn't tell me that she wanted to do anything. Anyway, After finding out the information and getting her side of the story, I let her know I would need a couple of space. So I had rented a hotel for a couple of days, and I stayed in it. I stayed away, and it was all right. It was good, but I really missed my kids, and I wanted to see them. So after a couple of days, I was back inside of the house, but I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't say anything to my wife. I didn't speak to her. She would try to talk to me and I would look away. I would take care of the kids. I would grab the kids, take them to the mall, do different things with them. And everything was just, I was just trying to figure things out. I was just trying to see how I could make our relationship work, or see if I need to separate and just take the kids myself. Like, I didn't know what to do, if I had any like legal rights to these individuals. Yeah, my name's on the birth certificate, but I'm not biologically theirs. I just wanted to figure things out, but I didn't even get that chance, because 6 days ago she decided, other than taking any type of responsibility, to have a hangout session with the chandelier. And
So I want to stop it there, man. I want to stop it there, because that's a powerful statement, right? Before he got a chance to fix the problem or talk about it with her, he decided to have a hangout party with this chandelier. That speaks volumes, Tom, because at the end of the day, rather more than holding herself accountable, more than just saying, babe, I messed up, let's talk about it, let's work it out. These kids, they're your kids. I know I made the mistake. You still played the victim role. Huh? I can't hear you, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let Top come back in. Man, your mic is doing some kind of static noise. I don't know what's going on. That's why I keep muting you. But guys, I'm gonna bring up my other partner that's ready to go, Wood. Let me get his thoughts on this video as well. Welcome to my show, Mr. Woody Wood, bro. Why our
What's
other
up?
two?
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me. This your man, Woody Wood, the Southern Cheetah. Super Peter. Here it is. What's up with it? What's up with it? Hold on, man. Well, that's kind of wild. That's kind of wild, Jason. I would, first of all, thank you for having me. And what none of them kids is, and he was questioning the baby one. And she was a stay-at-home mom. I don't. And one of them healed, and she hung herself. He
That's
doing right
it.
by loving the kids
But let,
because
but let me reintroduce, like I said before Top came on. Some of the things I want to discuss in this isn't about that situation, right? It gets
okay,
deeper. Is what this type of thing has been happening in our community now, and it's getting more evident every day now. More and more men are speaking on this, not just in our community. I take that, but I'm only speaking about us. I know it happens in other realms. I know it happens in other communities, but I'm talking about us. In our realm right now, that man just said and said she was a stay-at-home mom. She didn't have to do nothing but raise our kids. And imagine the pain of that little girl going to school to do a project for her grade, taking a DNA test to find out that your dad is not your dad, to find it out that way. What do you have to say, Top? I know you ready.
mm,
Can you hear me, Top? It says you have no signal, bro. I don't know what's going on with this signal, but
but say, Jason,
yeah, I know. I think that's your mic, but I think Top just got dropped off again.
somehow come back in.
Static, how is that my mic?
No,
Mute?
the static. You're not muted right now. I just brought you on screen. Welcome to the
Oh
screen,
shit, my
y'all.
bad.
My man, Mr. Mr. Street Made Radio himself, Mr. CEO, man.
What's
How
going
you doing?
on? What's going on, good people?
You know, I got to
What's
get
up,
your
Lou?
opinion about this as well.
Man, say, man, all these different daddies for number one, and she screaming it was just one time, man. But shit, I
But
don't
the fact
even
that this
know
happens
what
so
to.
much in our community, though, that's what I'm talking about. The fact that this happens a lot in our community. A lot of men are
Man,
going through this right now. A lot of men are dealing with that issue. See, he's delayed because he's not even on screen.
You know, Christine.
Let me see if I can add him to the screen. If he could, yeah. See, now he drops off. Hey, Christine, how you doing? But go ahead, man. Say what you were gonna say.
uh, I don't really know what to say about that, bro. That shit crazy than a motherfucker, man.
I mean, I'm rapping. Let's talk about it. So, Christine, so I'm gonna
Damn.
bring you up, Christine. I'm gonna bring you up to park because we just watched the video. So the video, I don't want to play it again because I've already played it twice. So the thing about it is, the man's daughter went to school. They did a DNA test. They did a thing for class that was like a DNA test, and in the DNA test, she came back to tell her dad that they are not related. The dad says, "Don't tell the mom." He takes his next child, same thing. He takes his third child, same thing. He didn't even do the baby. That's the part that got me. He didn't do the baby because that probably would have hurt the most, seeing that that's the most recent. And he probably was on edge, like, please let me just think one of these are mine. Right? But
Right.
my whole catch to this whole thing, and here's the twist to that he said at the end, he could never get her to be accountable. And when he decided he wanted to really talk about it, he can't even go back and fix it because she decided to have a hanging party with the chandelier. So you will go to that much extreme to kill yourself before you say, I messed up. Unwrap this for me, y'all. Please. And I'm about to bring Top back on. So
Straight to
somebody,
dead?
You on your way to get them banners?
No, I'm not on my way to get the banners. I'm I'm on my
That
way
Nah,
to
I'm
might
get
just
have been
messing
his
with you.
partner
questionable.
I'm just
baby.
messing with you, man. Happy
That might
Mother's
have been
Day,
his
man.
homeboy baby or something. Maybe she was too ashamed of who
So yeah, where
the
I do have
father was. I mean, it had to be some of that nature.
Look at her, Wood.
But to do that for, you know, that's deep. That's a
Yeah,
deep
Jason, that's
subject.
what I'm
That,
saying, bro.
that's very deep. And for
That
the
got me
but
kids,
curious
that's the
about the
point of
baby.
us talking about it, guys. I know it's deep.
I'm,
it's
That
I'm
got
very
me
thinking about
deep.
the
curious
Let me
about the
kids.
find. Let me
baby.
tell you why. I'll help y'all out. Let me help y'all out.
Shit, I
You would
know.
rather die than take accountability.
That's some strong shit.
Why? It's never been that. You know what? It's never been that serious.
Right.
It is okay to say I was wrong. She was wrong a whole bunch of times. Cause you said how many kids did they have and none of them was his?
Four. Four. But he don't know. Only three of them he know is not his. He never tested the younger one.
Well, by proxy, the last one ain't mine either. F you and all
By
three of them other kids.
by proxy. That's what I was thinking too. And
I'm just
that's what
saying.
I'm saying.
That's what Natasha
You
say
rather,
too.
but here's the thing though. You rather put these kids through more pain by killing yourself than to say I'm sorry.
So now they daddy ain't they daddy and they mama dead.
Absolutely. Like what you just said.
No, no, no.
He
We're gonna
killed himself.
we're gonna have to take some accountability.
No, the
No, she killed
Sometimes it's gonna tell you
herself.
wife
why.
hung herself from the
She
chandelier.
did.
She hung herself. And he all of that. He
Hey,
the
top
only
dollar.
father they know.
But
He's the
that's why
only father they know.
that's why this was a powerful thing to me because out of everything he said, this happens far too often. that the women does not take accountability, but they expect the husband to stay there and take care of those kids. They expect the husband to do what they want them to do. So when he stood, he didn't even say he wasn't. He said in the video, "These are my kids. I raised them." So in his mind,
Yeah,
regardless of what you say, regardless of what goes down, these are my kids. I may not
Right,
be with you anymore, but I'm gonna take my kids and I'm gonna raise my kids. And
right.
instead of you accepting that, you decided to kill yourself. So now the kids are about to go through an even more emotional damage.
dang.
It's cowardism. Like you can't. That's cowardly.
Like, go
That's
to
supposed
Man,
to,
that's
that's
cold,
supposed to be
man.
some kind of way. Ah,
See shit.
man.
I
huh?
feel bad for them kids.
Yeah, it's a kid.
Man,
He
I
can
must
get
not be
over it.
shit.
I'm
Go
saying
ahead.
it's a
I
kid,
must
Cause
not
man.
be.
that's now them kids
I
gonna
must
be
not be shit, y'all.
traumatized.
Cause I done walked out.
It's a
You said what?
kid,
I
Say it
bro.
done
again,
left.
Top. Hold on, y'all. Say it again, Top.
I must not be shit. Cause I done left.
What about the babies though?
And I
I done
believe you.
left. Real talk. I done left.
I
I done
believe
left.
you.
And I'd have tested the last baby. I would have tested the last baby. I want to know.
Yeah.
I need to know. And if ain't none of mine, I'd have left. I'd have left her there with them.
But here's the problem with that. Y'all heard him say this. He signed every one of the birth
Birth
certificates,
certificates.
so he cannot
He
just deny.
ain't
And
stuck
I
like my
understand
granny
all
said.
that.
He stuck like Chuck.
Huh?
He stuck like
I
Chuck.
understand all of that. I
I
understand
don't
all of
believe
that.
he's
But if I'm
stuck.
married and I got 4 kids and you telling me they not mine, man, I'm out of here. That's trying to make a hoe into a housewife. That's not a mistake. A mistake is if you do something one time. That's 4 times.
There ain't no mistake when you know
No,
what you're
man, I'm out.
doing.
Oh,
I,
shit.
Man,
I
I'm out.
understand it. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
I'm out.
I'm hey Top. I have to say I got to be that man because I've always have been. I probably would have stayed because I raised those kids, but I would have just dealt with the kid. I would have left her, but I would have took my kids with me because regardless of at this point, you got to look at it from this point. That daughter, that oldest child, you done had her ever since she was young. It would
A
have been
lie.
hard for
You've
me to
been
walk
living a
away.
lie.
I understand that, but it doesn't change how I feel.
No, no, no.
You
But a
can't
lie is
turn
a
off
lie. It
love.
don't
Like you're
matter.
not gonna
You
be able to turn
accept
off
the
the
lie.
love. You might be mad. You might need to walk
No,
away for a
I
second.
understand. I understand what y'all saying. I'm gonna kick rocks. Y'all can keep on loving.
Mr. 214
I'm
Top
not finna
Dollar.
do that. I'm not finna take care of 4 kids that ain't mine. And you ain't working it up on everything. I'm regrouping. I'm regrouping the whole program.
Already, top. I'm with top. I'm with top.
That's it. I know I ain't shit. I know that. Y'all ain't got to
He
tell
said,
me that.
"I
I know
know
I
it."
ain't
Hey, and if
shit.
I
But
gotta
It,
I'm
it
gonna
cry,
ain't
kick
I'ma
that you're
rocks.
cry
not
in the
shit.
car. You hear me?
Hey, that's what I love about this show and what I'm bringing up because it ain't about if everybody has a right to what they would do. My thing is the fact. I think the thing that I'm stressing on is now with her being dead, you have no choice. You have no option. I would hope you will be humane enough to understand that now you rather send these kids to a system that we know that aren't doing our black kids right. As much as y'all talk about black kids and saving them,
He's not gonna do that. He can't. He signed the birth certificate.
as much as y'all talk about black kids and
Man, I'm
saving
kicking
them,
rocks.
you gonna kick rocks and let this mom who died, who killed herself because
Oh
she didn't want to
nah,
be
if
held
she killed
accountable.
Her
herself,
family better
then you
step
gotta
up or
come back.
something.
If she killed herself, you gotta
My
come
whole
back.
point is, my whole point is this, y'all. I understand all emotions. It's an emotional wreck, the whole thing, because you done raised these kids. You think they're yours. You know what I'm saying? And it would devastate me if I found out mine wasn't mine. But you know what I would do? I would kick rock. I'm out.
Even after she hung herself, top. Even after she hung
I'm
herself,
just
you would
telling
kick rock.
you, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I would kick rocks. You can't give me no other family unless
I
I know and I agree to it.
I'm
Well,
with
you
I
top,
don't
but
give a
agreed when
if
damn
you
she
what
signed the
hung
birth
herself, I
they
certificate.
gotta
point
come
out
back.
If you
time,
signed the birth
what they
certificate, the
say.
courts. Hey, you
Go
can
ahead.
kick rocks all you want, but once you sign that birth certificate, we see it happen every day in society.
He
Whether
gonna
you
get a
sign up
letter.
there
He
wrong
gonna
or
get a
not,
letter.
they gonna hold you to that pen. So you
Okay.
can kick rocks, you can
Hey,
leave,
I'm
but the
not.
state
3 days
ain't gonna
after
let
you leave, a computer start typing your goddamn name. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and don't fuck around and say no, fuck you, bitch, and I'm
Man,
out.
I'm
You know what I'm
telling you,
saying?
dog.
Cause hey,
I
in
hear,
3 months you owe three hundred
now, no,
thousand
no, I
motherfucking
hear all the
dollars. You know what
nigga
I'm saying?
shit. Yeah,
Oh
but I hear,
shit.
no, I hear all the nigga shit. But if I go take DNA test and ain't mine, but then what happened? Mine, we gonna redo that.
I hear what you're saying, but that ain't nigga shit. Because the law says, let me tell you what the law says, because I did review this, especially in the state of Texas. This is true to be true. If that child, you have been that child's father for 5 years or more, you are paternally determined to be that dad, whether they
Right.
DNA it or not. If you
I
have
don't
been in
care
that
what they
child's life
say.
for
If
5 years
it
or
ain't
more,
mine, it ain't mine.
I hear what you're saying, but we
No,
don't
no,
live in a
no,
world
no.
where you get
If
to
it's
make the
not
call.
mine, it's not mine. I know, no. I'm talking about real life. I don't care. The law can't because they make a law don't make it right.
Yeah, but
And I ain't did nothing wrong.
we
Bullshit.
on their land. You hear me?
I'm not saying that it's right. I commend the man. I commend him
Until we
for
change
still
that
standing there
status,
with the
man.
kids. I give him 100% credit because top real
Until we
talk,
change
I
that
probably would
status, top. You
I
hear
would
me?
probably think the way you think, and I'd probably be so upset that I'd be like, I'm out. The minute I left to go to that hotel, I probably wouldn't have came back through those doors.
It's, it's what the Western laws say.
That's me. I just would have kicked rocks. I would have kicked rocks when they got me a law for divorce and fought all that shit because it ain't mine. I'm giving that back.
That computer
That ain't
still
got
gonna
nothing to
start
do
typing your
with if all
name.
these kids. I don't care
Right.
if it's not mine. It's not mine, and a motherfucker can't make it mine. I don't give a damn if I've been taking care of it for 10 years.
Man, it's
If
Texas.
I find out in year 11, it ain't mine. Guess what? I'm kicking rocks.
I got it.
In Texas, if you live with them for 6 months, guess what? That's your
That's
wife.
just me.
So my whole thing
I
with that
understand.
is, so let's get out of let's look at the other part to this though. The other part is what I like I said, women have been doing this to men for
Fuck
years.
that shit.
Years
Right.
now. And forget it, let's take the children out of the equation. So I got that. Everybody's opinion on the children. My thing is a woman would rather kill herself than to hold herself accountable. What does that tell you about the mentality of these new day
Right.
and age women?
I mean,
Coward,
that was
Jason
just that one
Coward.
woman, though.
You said what?
That was just that one
No,
woman.
but
You can't say that,
again,
bro, because it's a ton of
yeah,
women out here
again,
doing the same
this
thing
was her
every day.
makeup though. Yeah, but this is her.
Todd, we can't
Now
hear you.
it is just a woman, but it's the mentality of the women. It's so much of this going on. People walking around here thinking it's family, but it's
Hey, come
not.
closer to your
The
computer because we can barely hear you.
part of it is this. That's a sad. Like we don't raise women to be wives. That's just some wicked shit. That's just wicked.
And that's what I'm saying. At the
And
end of
I
the
kick
day, you
rocks,
can
me.
say this is my thing is you can say this is a one-off incident just because she killed herself. But what I'm saying is, and what we're missing is, this has been every day I see a new video like this. Every day it's a new person talking
Yeah,
about how they found out the baby's not theirs.
yeah.
Every day. This is starting to become a normal live thing.
Say that dude will forever emotionally traumatized, bro.
Yeah.
And he will. That's why I'm
They
saying.
all gonna need
Yeah,
some type of therapy,
yeah.
man. For real. Counseling, everything.
Yeah, I got that part. But what I'm talking on, what I'm asking about
It's so
is
crazy to me. It's
go ahead, talk.
Go ahead.
Freaky motherfucker.
The crazy part to me is the welfare of these kids. The welfare of these kids is what's really important. But at the same time, if they not mine, they not. We finna redo this. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Now we gotta find the best situation for the kids. Or sister she had, or her mama, her granny, or somewhere. I might come through and help them along because they, I love them. But if they not mine, no, I gotta go out and make my way in life just like she made her way in life. And I can't live a lie. I just can't. Even if I find out I'm living a lie, I gotta regroup, man.
And I
I
got
can't
that
live a
part.
lie.
But so my whole point is, but my thing that I'm keep trying to get to is great. The kids, we found a solution. You can't live without them. My question is though, every day these women, my statement first and then my question. Every day is new women doing this. We have normalized this. This has become a norm. There are guys every
Yeah,
day
but
crying
when
about
we
this, finding out that their DNA test,
yeah,
that
but
their
when we
daughter that they love, the child that they
right.
love. I don't care how much you say you can walk away from this. I've raised my
Shit.
four boys. If I love this child, I've broken up with girls where I love their kids to death and I still deal with their kids now. But like Top said, I moved on because we're not together. But I still deal with their kids because they're older now. My issue that I have is that women are finding, I think now this has been something women have been like, why not tell? If you cheated, why not say I cheated? This baby might not be yours. Look at all the drama that
Because it's
women
gonna
are
end
causing
everything.
because of this. I'm
Whew.
just saying, look at all the drama women are causing because of this, and they'll still blame the man if he walks away from them. Every
Right.
comment that was on that video was women saying, "Don't leave those kids. Stay with those kids." But I'm with Top, and y'all know normally I'm the devil's advocate. I'm
I,
with
I
Top.
I see it from both angles, man.
I couldn't leave the kids.
I can't either.
I,
That's why I can't
I
I
either.
don't
couldn't leave the
see
kids
the
like
right
that.
angle. I just don't see it.
I
I
can't leave the
can't
kids
do it.
like that, bro.
If I was
Because I
making
ain't
it with them,
doing
I
nothing to
could
the
keep
kids.
on making it,
It's
bro.
not been done.
Mm-mm.
I stay with the kids until I know somebody in the immediate
Yeah,
family
but but
came and
but
got them,
I
and
can
they was
still
in good
do me.
hands.
Nigga, no, they ain't even leaving in. Never mind. I signed a
Shit.
birth certificate. He gone.
Nah, like Ty say, man, I gotta go on and make my life now, cause she
Shit,
done.
Yeah,
the
I'm
kids
gonna
You
have
know what
my
I'm
life
saying? She done.
with them
yeah,
She done
gotta
pretty
kids.
be
I
all
much
don't
right
have
made
now.
my
that
life.
decision for me. You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
be all right.
Your mama took the high road. Y'all know how your mama
I
went
gotta
out.
be all right.
I'm
No,
gonna
it
love
ain't
you.
yours.
We rolling.
It
We
ain't
gonna we
yours.
gonna roll
You
this out. I'm
claim what you
sorry.
wanna.
I'm sorry. We kids. We finna. You gotta keep going. I love y'all. Can't leave them, man. Just can't leave no
Right
damn
on.
kids being
Nah,
with that wrong,
But
man.
I'm on your side. I hear what Man and Top are saying. I'm with you on that. I couldn't just up and leave
I've been
because
with her too long, man.
do it. Those kids didn't hurt me. They didn't put me through the pain.
He
They didn't.
did that
I
punk ass
still come
shit,
through.
man.
I still come
shit.
through. Pull up on them, celebrate their
Shit.
birthdays,
Shit.
everything, man. But
Man, they can still have their same room at home
Shit.
and just mama gone with that bullshit. Now I can get a
Yeah, yeah.
real woman in there that, you know what I'm saying, hey, that's just what they're gonna be. Now if they gonna say something about who I bring up in there, you say, that's when we gonna have some problems. Start messing with my dates and all
But
that, hey. But
listen to
until
how
then,
y'all
behave, we gonna keep rolling, man.
listen to
I
how
hate
y'all talking. And let
mama.
me ask this
Y'all
question.
know what mama was.
Listen how y'all talking, Top and Miss Man. And let me ask this question. Every day y'all get on y'all show and y'all talk about how we need to change our
I
society.
ain't gonna have no problem. I'm gonna kick Rocky
But
and
then
be
you
a
look at
lawyer.
a situation like
That's
this.
hurting the community.
I
We
throw
preach help in the community. That's hurting. Look at them kids. And you already know, Top. You
that's all
already know, brother.
that's the point I'm trying to make is we will talk it, but when it comes time to stand up to do it, the mentality is they not mine. I'm gonna move around,
hey,
and I
man,
got it. I get it.
I'ma still pull up and do everything I used to do with them.
Today.
It
Then
just
why
ain't
not
gonna
just
be.
keep
It
it?
just ain't gonna be like
Why
it
not?
was, man.
I understand, but then if you're gonna do all that, why not just keep it normal? Because
Thank
what
you.
you're doing is
every
showing
day,
them that there's no
every
such
day
thing
on
as a
my show.
normality in life. Because I promise you, you will probably do it for so
Every
long,
day,
and then the
I
minute
tell
you start
you,
making your own family, you're gonna forget about those kids. If you do,
Bullshit. They was there before us.
That's how life goes, though, Jason.
it isn't. But then you talk about, like I said on y'all show, y'all talk hard about how we should change things.
I
Like
keep
Top just said,
I roll with some kids,
just
man.
because you think it's right, don't mean it's right.
So,
I
so
I
me
keep
leaving, going
kids.
to go on with my life, coming in, checking in on them, and you know what I'm saying, every now and then or whatever. Like, what's wrong with that?
I say
Go
no,
ahead,
but
Top.
I say, but what I say though, but what I say about these kids is everybody's responsible for their own kids. I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible when them kids doing. Somebody's responsible for these kids on me because I'm a good nigga. Who kids are those? See, I got the right to go out and live my life like she did. I got the right to do that. I know it seems fucked up because I'm leaving the kids. I'm gonna kick rocks. I'm just telling you.
I'm not disagreeing or agreeing. I'm just asking questions.
Right.
At the end of the
We
day,
all have opinions.
live by a moral
These
standard.
are opinions.
Live
And,
by
Go
a
ahead, man.
and
Y'all go ahead.
if
Come on.
you live by a moral standard that you
yeah,
can't,
Oh no, I was just talking about.
how does that
Yeah,
change just
yeah,
because this comes along?
that's
If your
right.
moral standard is we should
That's
be
right.
living in a group community, parents should take care of their kids, kids should take care of their kids. We all should be looking after our because Top, I know what you preach,
No,
I know what you say, and man, I know what you say. But yet we talk about these things. So, but in a situation like this, my morality says these kids only know me as a father, only know me to take care of them, only know me. They don't even know who the other dads are. And because
But
she
but
can't,
but you
I
asking,
have
but
no
you
way.
asking three men that ain't never been through no situation like this, man.
No, I'm not asking. I'm saying, and I got it. That's why we're having a conversation. That's why I'm making it clear that
two wrongs don't make a right.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah,
I
but
keep
two
kids,
men,
man.
I don't.
two
The
wrongs
more I
don't make
stay,
a
it's like
right.
the more I stick around,
Yeah, but
the more
right,
it's gonna
right,
have my mind on. And like
right,
how Wood said, man, like you
right.
bring
I just
somebody
feel
else
like
around
two
Hold on,
wrongs
hold
that
don't
on,
could
make a
Top.
cause
Man,
right.
problems.
Top.
Like
Man is talking right now. Hold on. Go ahead, man.
I don't know, man. It just that seems like that'll get awkward and confusing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That'll be a lot of mixed feelings. You don't think?
It don't matter what I think. I'm asking y'all the questions.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about the situation itself. Like,
To me, it
I
wouldn't.
think I feel it'll be good when someone else comes around. If, like he said, the oldest one is the daughter. He can get someone, maybe they can vibe together. She can show her how, and we keep the family going. You know what I'm saying? We just keep it going.
To
But the
me,
mama was a 304.
to
And
me, in my
you
personal,
noticed,
like what Wood is saying, in my opinion, it wouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't even think twice
I keep
because
it moving with my kids,
their
man.
life, their whole life. It ain't like I came in and the baby was only two. I've
And
been in
then excuse me,
that.
Jason,
Go
think
ahead.
of this.
Came,
Think
you
about what
came
he
in
just
behind
said,
the.
though.
No, You came in. Hold on, y'all. You came in behind the other cat laying nut up in her. That's what you came in behind. Two wrongs don't make a right. I understand what y'all saying. I'm gonna talk to the kids and see about them and do what I can, but I'm moving around. That's me. No, you can't tell me I got to live a lie cause I was lied to. You can't tell me I got to honor something that didn't honor me. You can't tell me I'm supposed to be the, the provider because you gave me thinking one thing and it's something totally.
You're
Even
freezing, top.
these related. One of them got a different daddy. Hell no, nigga, I'm kicking rocks.
Go ahead, Wood.
Only reason I
I'm
say
kicking
that
rocks.
is because he said he came back to her because of the kids. It was he could have
Nah,
left, but he came back for the kids. That shows his love. You know what I'm saying?
go
And
ahead.
I believe he gonna stay there. You know what I'm saying? Send
I,
me that, send me that, Jason, so I can keep up with the story. I believe he gonna keep up with the
I
kids.
really, I wasn't even looking for that point of if he is going to stay. I'm saying from a point of view that the main point that I took out of this whole thing is this is too happening too often to our men
Hmm. I believe that.
that they are forced to take care of kids that aren't theirs because the woman chose not to tell the truth.
It happened.
And then because you still don't want to admit, just like that last video when I played it for y'all and we talked about it a month ago, where the guy was like, "Why is this girl? Why are you at my sister house? This girl I've been taking care of for 6 years. I found out she's not mine. Why are you still a part of my family?"
Yeah, I believe.
I remember that.
The point that I'm making is the woman decided to kill herself. That's how far most of these women will go to keep that lie going because they don't want to be the baby mama that's living in the projects because they don't want to be the one that's talked about. They don't want to be, and most of the ones that do it are the one where the man takes care of everything in the house. So instead of standing accountable, they rather have that man live that lie, pay all that money, put out all his resources to come back to say, not only did you cheat on me once, but you did it two, three. And I don't even know about the four because my heart probably couldn't take it to test the fourth one.
Yeah, cause he always working and she always at home.
That's some cold
That's
shit,
the
man.
whole thing in this topic that whole thing, that's the story that I'm trying to talk about. Because this ain't just a one-off incident. Every day you see this every day now. This is every day. But nobody's holding women accountable. All the women are in there like, take care of the kid, be there for the kid, do this for the kid. You got to
My
do
heart
this.
could have took.
That's why I said I agree with you. Man, I agree with you. Every man ain't built like me. And I got that. But it's not right. I should be able to
Can
walk
y'all hear
away.
me?
We
Can
can
you hear
now.
me?
We
Yeah.
can.
Right.
Can you hear us?
Now,
We can, we can't hear you.
what ain't right is for you. I'm gonna walk away. Okay, well, see, here's the thing about it. When we talking about it's happening a lot all around. Well, we when men start filing and going to court and saying this ain't mine, I was lied to. These laws y'all talking about that these computers, they gonna stop that. They can't just give you a baby that ain't yours.
That's not true, Top, because it's a ton of men out here paying child support for a kid they know ain't theirs because the court said, like I said, go look the law up. It's in every state. The law says if you took care of that kid for more than 5 years, that kid is responsibility of yours, regardless of the situation, and they're gonna hold you
Go
accountable,
ahead,
whether
y'all.
you like it or not.
Only you can stop
Go
forest
ahead.
fires. Only you.
You can say bullshit all day. That doesn't make it right.
Y'all can't hear me now?
We can.
Jason,
We can't now. We can't hear you. Your mic keeps going in and out.
Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, and then we're gonna take a break so that we can get him fixed. Um, it you can say that the computers and the judges, you can say that all day, but we all know the truth of the matter. You can say it all day. You can say the computer, like man, like you said, the minute you try to walk away, somebody's at a computer like, oh, we
Not
getting
me.
him. Don't worry about it.
Oh, me
What's
about
his
it.
social? What's his social? All we need is his last four.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But y'all, we gonna take a break and come
No,
back.
what
So
don't make it right is y'all trying to tell
we
me
gonna
I
take
gotta take care of kids and I was like, it's not mine.
we gonna
That's
take a
not
break.
right.
We gonna take a break and come back, y'all, and finish off this conversation.
Oh shit, Fitty bad. How we gonna do this shit? With you? They took the ball.
I got enough money to buy me 100 balls. Shit.
Welcome to Dallas, the home of gorillas and apes. It's either eat or get ate. Yeah, bitch, I'm feeding my face. Trap still boom like it's bass. Fresh out the zoo, out the cage. Once they on your ass, it's really nothing I can say. What's with the hate? I'm about cash, I'm catching plays. I'm about to cop me a safe. Can't wait till I hop out the race. Everything I want, I track, I do not chase. If I ask it's urgent, then it's on to the next hoe, I do not wait. I'm woke with a D-boy. I got the glow, Leroy. This dope, fresh off the boat, no cut. All big blocks, no dust. I done got caught, but I never told. I would never fold. I'm still out on the hoe. You know the game still rolls, and I'm already knowing. Didn't miss me, I just stick to the code. Da Vinci. Hood niggas never get a pension. Bad bitches just be want attention. If that ass fat, I kinda give it. Come here, let me grip it, it's a given. Let it out, don't be acting timid. Beat it up, bustin' like a semi. Good game, run it like a Hemi. You know it's not on me, get me. Didn't have to give like a come down the chimney. Don't need an F or a mean. I'm feeling like, whoa, nigga, get with it or fuck your opinion. Oh man, eat or get A. It's either 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 eat or get A. Get A. Eat. It's either eat or get A. 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 Get A. Eat. Man. Shit. It's really eat or get A. We went from noodle to steak. That AR same like Drake. Spin him in lamb, flat on his face. She jockin' might give her a tape. Money fall all over the place. If you want your life, then you go to the safe. We straight out of Texas, that Lone Star State. The money up, eat or get A. I pull up with Fitty, we hop out the raid. Where you talk your shit, that's where you gon' lay. Big guns, Army Brigade. Know I'm the shit like the ace of the spade. Diamonds, they dancing, they all in the way. They got me blind for the time of the day. Fitty mob, we here to stay. It's either eat or get A. 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 Get A. Eat. It's either eat or get A. 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 Get A. Eat.
Some real G's rolling Texas, loving this cheater. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. East Coast, West Coast, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. Shreveport, Monroe, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. So I ride till I leave, guaranteed.
Now get it started. Just want the wood ever ride. The one that try to stop me, you can call a bitch if they die. Too many tries, too many fail, and I'm still standing. Here's the reason for no rain, because it's too damn demanding. No understanding. We talking to me about other brothers, how it is. My only child, there be no other second me. But never give a damn, I'm Ebenezer. And never give my bread to no trickin' ass geezer. Buy you a drink, please. You know my pockets be sick. I'm on the hunt for the lean, it ain't about to quit. New money, they wanna be equal, have on your income tax. Let me hold your credit cards so I can run up to the max. You know my time be blocked up like them cement shoes. On the grind with my kids, I have no time to lose. On my way from down south, then I'm headed up north. From east to west, my partner Troy, I take for what it is worth.
I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. St. Louis, KC, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. Jacktown, Vicksburg, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. Little Rock, El Dorado, man, they love these cheaters.
I'm everywhere you wanna be, I'm like a visa. Woody wood up in this bitch, Ebenezer. With the twitch in my finger, I have them bouncing like switches. I'm Southern G, put it down, and it's not all in our wrists. I'll make you change your tone. When I slide in the room, a straight hustler out the grove, sweeping haters with broom. Like to meet your doom. I take my people, they down, don't take that long door. Stay, and that goes for any town. We the one that get it started. When we started, won't end. None of my rules can't be broken in that damn, so won't be. I'm always heating up like a heater. White holes like mosquitoes. You best to watch yourself, cause I explode like torpedoes. And bad with other cheaters. Never been a woman beater. You can call me Ebenezer, Woody Wood, Sweet Peter. What's up, senorita? The polished off a leader. And when she's acting up, I let her know that I don't need her.
I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. They'll phone my Atlanta, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. Huntsville, Louisville, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. Myrtle Beach, Tampa Bay, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. The whole Southern player, man, they love these cheaters.
I'm acting bad, some say it's good. It's your number one lunatic, Woody Wood. With a brother from South D, you know I lean. I'm out here out on the cut, we making major green. So set your shit down, straight out the book, you see. I'm blowing big and everywhere I go, a G to G. Whack my age, keep a fade and I stay high. It's about clocking these dollars, you know the reason why. We want these clothes and these cars and these road chains. I'm hustling day to day with a dollar trying to maintain. Hope say I'm strange, but I do have a mental block. Too many hoes in Dallas, Texas out here slanging cock. I'm out here cheating, running hoes like a wooden track. This should have put a Woody Wood up in the flick of Mac. It's hardcore underground. Do you wanna play? Back in the gap, they used to call a player Jiggy J. Right.
I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. East side, west side, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. North side, south side, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters, they got love for me. Midwest, third coast, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for cheaters.
We live, baby. Let's get it.
Oh yeah.
Jason
All right,
put
we
niggas on the
back,
screen.
we back,
He
we
ain't gonna
back.
tell us why.
Bet that.
He
We
tried
back.
to get
So
us,
Top,
man.
so Top, I'm gonna let you go ahead and, and state your facts, man.
Yes,
They
sir.
couldn't. They
Give
couldn't
it
hear
to
you
him
at
raw,
first.
Top.
Hey, bro, you gotta chill out because you can't hear me. Say that. Go ahead, Top. Go ahead, Top.
Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Cheat.
Can you hear us? Go ahead, Top.
Already.
We can't hear you.
He
That's
froze.
the whole thing. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top look
All
like
right.
he froze.
Yeah.
God damn, 2-1 Joe.
But we gonna carry on. So, like I said, y'all understand where Mr. 214 is coming from. He's stating the fact of the matter that at the end of the day,
He kicking rocks.
yeah, he's gonna kick rocks, and I understand it. I'm not telling nobody to say. The point of the conversation isn't to stay. He always comes back. The point of the conversation isn't to stay. The point of the conversation is to understand, like, I want to unbox this. You know what I'm saying? I want to unbox this whole thing
And look
because
here.
it's not like that.
All I'm saying is, if it's a lie, then we gotta correct it. I'm not gonna continue living the lie. The kids, I got love for them. Yeah, I ain't gonna just not be there or be around. But I'm finna go on with my life. I'm finna kick rocks. I'm going the other way. I'm gonna go to court. I'm gonna file paperwork. I'm gonna switch it up and go kick rocks. Now, the kids, I'm gonna be in their life. I'm gonna give them shit and help them and all that. But I'm out. Now, the thing is, when I leave, still alive, she gonna still be alive, and she gonna be right. I mean, that pressure is why that happened. Because she knew she was caught. She caught, man.
Can't hear.
Yeah, I know. And I think that was a delayed. Um, but like I was saying, like y'all heard what he said. The girl got caught. This is the whole thing. She's coming out and stepping out and being like, "Oh, she." My point is that she killed herself because most women in that situation would not hold themselves accountable, and that's ultimately what I was getting at. Ultimately, I'm not talking about the kids. I'm not talking about what the man should do. I'm not talking about either one of those because that's always going to be a debatable argument because
Right.
everybody has their opinion and they have their thoughts. The
I
problem
agree.
wholeheartedly is that women that do this do not hold themselves accountable when situations like this happen. And other women will come on and say, "Oh, you just need to take care of the kids. Oh, you just need to do this or do that." That's how this conversation generally goes. Instead of, "Hey, the baby mama was wrong. Take her to court. Do what you got to do." I'm in total agreement with what Top was saying. Just so happened that in this situation, the mom killed herself. So what do you do from there would be your morals as a man. That's all I can tell you. Whatever your morals and your thought process as a man, like Top said, I can't live a lie, so I'll have to get rid of the kids. My morals are different because I look at it as I raised those kids, whether I found out true or not. In my mind, heart, soul, and goal, those kids are mine.
Right.
So I would not walk away. They would be mine. And whoever came in my life would have to understand, or you don't have to be in my life. And I think I'm built that way because another family raised me that didn't have to. So that part of morality is not what I'm trying to discuss. The whole point of that conversation really was about the women not holding themselves accountable. Through that whole story, you saw the man's pain because all he wanted to know was why.
I mean, just like anybody would, that was, you know what I mean, doing what he was doing.
No, cool, yo.
Especially if you was all in with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That part.
And
Like,
that's all I'm saying. So it wasn't really about the kids with me. It wasn't really about him staying or not staying. The whole point that I was saying was women have been doing this for the last decade and not being held accountable. When are we going to start holding the women accountable? We already know the courts aren't going to do it. We already know that. Look at the man that's in Chicago right now was being threatened to be thrown in jail because a kid he knows not his. The mom stated, "I just put the name on the birth certificate because they told me I had to have a name to get welfare." Now he's $32,000 in, and they're threatening to take away his whole livelihood, knowing the kid ain't his.
man.
That's what I'm getting at. That's the conversation we need to have. That's the laws we need to start pushing toward Congress. That's the thing. If she lied to me and I've been doing all this, I need all my money back.
Every dime.
I
Oh my
need
God.
you took from me because let's be real. Men are
Oh
the
my
ones
God.
who suffer with child support. We're the ones who can't get an apartment because you're taking more of our check than we get to bring home.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Good
We're the
grief.
And the only way but they talk about how we treat women, but think about this. Put it in a societal point of view. If the only way I can live in a decent home is to get with a girl who already got a decent home, that's what I'm gonna do.
Dang.
only way that it doesn't mean I love her. It doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't mean you love her. It doesn't mean you want to be with her. It just means right now at this point in my time, I'm needing a place to stay. So I got to play this role. And that's where our society really messes up, because then that we start running around acting like we with this person, but the minute you see somebody else that catch your eye, now I'm cheating. That's probably what the woman was doing. Like, I needed a place. You provided a great home. So every day you went to work, I had a different boyfriend come over because you wasn't doing it for me. And that goes back to what that's why I want 2-1 Joe on this call, because that goes back to what he talks about every day about choosing the right partner and making sure. And that may come with stop having sex while y'all dating. Like it or not, stop it. Get
Boom,
to
my
know
yeah.
friend. Get to know them as a person. Get to know them so you can know, because that way you see what you don't like before y'all say y'all commit.
Boom, my yeah.
Welcome back, Mr. 2-1 Joe.
Fish grease.
I don't think you can hear me still. Can you hear me?
Well, nigga, keep going.
Top.
See, took me out. No boom, my yeah.
We can't hear you, bro. I don't know what's going on with your computer, but we can't hear you at all. I don't know what's going on.
But yeah, man, that's the fact that she off herself, man. That's crazy, man. You just gave up on your kids like that,
On the hell.
knowing that he wasn't the daddy of none of them. So you basically just abandon your babies and just abandon your life and just that's crazy,
But
man.
knowing him, can we all agree? She did that knowing him, knowing that he would not let those kids go into foster care, knowing that he would still take care of those babies.
Right,
Coward.
You did that knowing. You did that knowing that he would stand there and be the man he's supposed to be.
Coward.
We can hear you
I hear
when
you good now.
but when I put you on screen, it's like something happens. I don't know what that is, Top.
We can hear you.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
No boom, my yeah.
He can't hear us. But
No
anyway, I
boom.
want to get into my next topic because I think we done beat this topic down. And so, getting into my next topic, I'm about to play this little video. I'm gonna take us off and let y'all watch this video, man. Um,
Boom, my yeah.
yeah, I can hear you now. You're in the back office, so we can hear you. When I pull you on screen, we can't hear you. So I'm about to play this video because we're about to go into our next topic, and I kind of want y'all to hear this one because it's a powerful. Yeah, we can hear you, Top, but you can't see what I'm saying. For this. So they talk to you. So I'm gonna set this up before I push play. They talk to your boy about the person, the man who killed the cop after after they killed his son. And listen what your boy's reaction is.
You said a year ago on my platform that you don't give a fuck about police brutality.
I don't.
You still don't?
Nope.
Even with the it's a situation where a cop killed a kid and then a day later his dad went and killed the cop. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what would happen if something happened to if a cop did something to somebody you love.
I ain't gonna do no coward shit like that.
How is that cowardly?
I ain't finna go kill no innocent person that didn't have nothing to do with my son being killed. It's an innocent person. I'm just gonna kill an innocent person. Don't know I'm finna do this to him. Boy, that motherfucker killed my son. Where his family at? Say, find his name, find his, go get his. No, but I ain't finna go get no innocent person that didn't have nothing to do with this, homie.
Was it the same police force?
I
I
don't give
got
a
it.
fuck if it's the same police force. This cop didn't have nothing to do with it. How you know he in agreement with it? He gonna go pick an innocent person and kill him. And we clap for that. Yeah, nigga, yeah, no, nigga, you go get the person that you, if you done something to me, what I look like gonna go do something to V and you done it? Nah, homie. No, that's some cow. That's a coward act, cowardly act. You don't want to hurt an innocent person, minding their motherfucking business, don't know nothing about nothing,
That same
ain't got
thing I
nothing to
was
do with it.
saying.
Maybe he went
And that's why I wanted to have it on there. That's why I
That's
wanted.
how I feel. That's how
So
I feel.
I know I'm saying that's why I wanted it. That's why it's part of my topic. For that reason, is because I totally disagree. As a dad, I don't care if I have to. If I would have ran down 15 of them that didn't have nothing to do with it. In my mind, at that point in time, when you killed my son, I wasn't thinking like, "Oh, let me go plan this out." I'm thinking as he was leaving and he was driving, he said, "You motherfuckers killed my son." As a dad, I don't care.
But I don't know, man.
And I
Like
feel like at the end of the day, that's where I don't respect anything that Charleston White I used to, but now he's just talking to get attention.
I want the person that killed my son.
Hey, yeah, that part. I want to.
That's who
I
I want. That's all I'm saying.
want
Give me the
to,
one that killed
baby.
my son. That's what
I
I'm
want
looking for.
to,
I'm
Jack.
not going to go take the life of no innocent person that ain't got shit to do with
Yeah, I
nothing.
want to.
That's
I
not
don't
that's
want the
not
other
that's not
police.
avenging the name of my child, man. Like that's pointless. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck that. Give me the nigga who did it.
Hey, man, that part.
That's who head I want to take off.
Don't take it out.
I,
Eye
I got
for
it.
an eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Top, can you hear us? He's frustrated because he can't hear. He's here, but he can't hear us. And by the time he hears, it's delayed. Um,
Yeah, you
Because it's
don't
like
see how I
it's
feel
like
on
you
this
you
stuff.
you took this innocent man life that didn't have nothing to do with your son's death. Now you gone finna go do life in prison. So what good did that do your family?
no, I got you on that part. I'm saying, and I'm in. Let me say something real quick. I'm in agreement with not hurting someone who didn't have nothing to do with it. That's not what I'm saying. But when you listen to what Charleston White is saying and calling the man a coward, in the time that
No,
this,
he's saying that's a cowardly act.
no, he called that man a coward. And want me to
That's a
play it back?
cowardly
He
act.
said a cowardly act. That's the
Let me
moves of a
play it
coward.
back for you though. He never said that. Had he said that, it would have made a total different concept to the video.
Say the beginning.
He said that that's a.
See?
He said, "I'm not going to go kill an
Kill
innocent
a
person.
innocent person
That is
that
a
don't have nothing to do with it.
right." And he said, "But that is a coward." Here's why I disagree with the fact that he called him a coward. Regardless of the fact, that man was in an emotional state where, regardless of what you guys believe, because you can say this and we all can talk like this, because right now we're not in an emotional
Yeah,
plateau. We're not in an emotional plateau. But when somebody kills your child, I done seen gang members go shoot up
dude.
whole neighborhoods behind.
I don't live by the same morals that gang
And
members
I and
Yeah,
live
I,
by.
bro.
I understand
Don't
that.
play that
Give me the
shit.
nigga who killed my son, man. I'm
Don't
not
play
killing
that
no
shit.
innocent person. It's no point in that. For me, it's no point in that.
And I got that. More wise, I'm right. You're right.
Because if I go kill if when you kill the innocent man, now you just made yourself just as bad as the cop that killed your son.
That part.
And I agree. But do you really think I care if I'm that emotionally distraught and you just kill somebody that I loved? Do you think I
I
care? That's
understand the emotional distraught part of it. I get that part, but that still don't justify you killing an innocent person.
Yeah.
Like that don't I can't justify that and you know what I'm saying, be like, yeah, because he was emotionally destroyed. Like, nah, man. I can't. Come on now. If you that angry, you that mad, you got that much energy, go find a nigga who did it, man.
Yeah, that
It ain't
part.
hard. His face all over the news. I'm sure.
I,
That
I,
part.
I look. All I said was I disagree with the fact of him calling him a coward because he's not a coward. He went and did what any man would have did.
I'm
Now,
not
did he
saying he a
handle it?
coward, but I would say he
Did he?
committed a cowardly act.
There you
Okay, I
go.
can take that. That part, it had him.
Yeah.
There you
I would
go.
say he committed a
Everybody said
cowardly act because like I said, your son
right.
gone.
And like Godson said, y'all hear me say it all the time. Moving on emotions have never been a solution, and I got that. But what I like about the way you guys are putting it is what I thought what Charleston should have said. He committed a cowardly act. He's not a
Yeah.
coward.
Yeah, cause that
And that's
like
what I
it
mean.
just
That's what I'm saying. He's not a coward because at the end of the day, it's men out here, sons that have been murdered by the police, and you ain't done nothing. George Zimmerman still walking around, and his parent ain't done nothing, and everybody knows.
and so is the cop that killed his son.
Right. And I got that. But at least I got one. That's how he's going into jail. I took one out, like it or not, agree with me or not. I feel justified.
Yeah, but that was an innocent person though, Jason.
And my son was just as innocent because he didn't have a gun. You assumed he did. He
I
took off
thought
running. No. The police report came back. There was no gun found on the body.
That was just like being said, like, if a white person killed my son, I would go out there in the street and I just start shooting every white person I see because my son got killed by a white person. No, it don't
And
go
I'm not
like
saying
that.
that, but I
It
would I
don't
wouldn't
go
call the
like
guy.
that. That was a what if. That was a what if, and that wouldn't be cool. That's the same scenario I'm getting.
I feel like
What he
this.
did.
I just feel like this, man. When you go take the life of an innocent person, you only replacing yourself with the same evil that committed the act against your loved one. It's no different. I don't care how you slice the pie. It's no different.
What the hell going on? Go ahead. Go ahead,
The
man.
the the
Ignore
person
me.
whose life that he went and took, ain't no telling who grandfather that was, who father that was. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sesame
the
Street.
same hurt that your family had to suffer. Yeah, he lost his son, and it's fucked up. But to
This
take the
is
life of another innocent person, how does that solve the problem? How does that
It
justify
doesn't.
anything? I
To
promise
you
you,
morally,
he might feel
to
good
you,
about it right now, but years on down the line, he gonna hate himself for that, man. I
but
guarantee
that's
you
that's
that.
anybody. That's anybody though. That's anybody with
Because it
morals.
ain't bringing his son back.
And that's anybody though. What you just said was an anybody fact. Anybody, once they go to jail, everybody becomes remorseful after you sit in there after a while. I
Now,
don't care
once
if
it
you did
sink in that
right.
he took the life of an innocent person and it
No.
had nothing to do with his son's death, that's when
It,
it's gonna fuck him up. Like, you know what I mean?
and the thing about that is, I'm taking what you're saying wholeheartedly, but if you think about that logically, everybody in jail right now is probably regretting what they did. You talk to anybody that went in there that did 2 years, 3 years, 3 months, 8 months. I don't. When I was in there for 3 weeks, I had motherfuckers in there knowing they were about to face time, and I only did 3 weeks. And the crime I did, I admitted to. I did it. No remorse.
Right.
But the thing about it is, the ones that were in there that knew they did it, knew they could have did something differently. After you sit down, regardless of what you did, you're gonna always feel that remorse because now you have no place but to sit and you're forced to think about that. I do agree that down the line he may overcome and he may be like, dang, I shouldn't have killed that innocent man. I maybe should have thought that out and went and got. So I agree with you. I agree with the fact that he killed an innocent man. That was wrong because I hate when they kill us and we're innocent. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, as a dad, I would be in there right now feeling just as sleeping good because you didn't care that y'all kid, whether it was any cop, you didn't care that your joint group of what I call the cops now, the cops ain't nothing but the Ku Klux Klan with guns.
So let me ask you a question. As a dad, would you tell your sons that dad did the right thing?
No,
Okay.
because my sons are older though. They already understand the right from wrong. Now, if my sons were
Exactly.
younger, would sit down and say, this does not concern you until you're able to understand what's going on in America. I wouldn't even have this conversation with them
Right.
because if you try to explain this to your 8-year-old, you're putting them in a grown-up's position. And that's my whole thing. I know, I wish I can get him on screen. I can't. Every time I try to bring him up, he can't hear us.
He in jail right now with me because them cops kicking his ass.
And
He
I and
ain't
I,
cut.
and
He
I
not
agree with
Hey,
you.
sleeping
play
good.
play play the Charleston White clip one more time.
He not sleeping good. Believe me, he not sleeping good. They kicking his ass. Them guards giving it to him. Better believe that one.
And I agree with y'all because y'all ain't seen the cop. If y'all ain't seen the tape where the cop had to get on the elevator with him to protect him.
They
Even
kicking his
with
ass.
the it's a situation where a cop killed a kid, and then a day
Yeah, the
later
black dude.
his dad went and killed the cop. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what will happen if something happened to if a cop did something to somebody you love.
I ain't gonna do no coward shit like that.
How is that cowardly?
I ain't finna go kill no innocent person that didn't have nothing to do with my son being
I ain't
killed.
gonna
Told you.
do no
Innocent
coward
person.
shit like
I'm finna
that.
go kill an innocent person. Don't know I'm finna do
He
this to.
called him a coward.
Where that motherfucker
He
killed my
said I
son?
ain't no do no
What
coward
he say?
shit like
Say,
that.
find his
Bro,
name,
if I
find his,
said
go get his.
that about
No,
you, I'm
but
calling
I ain't
you
finna
a
go get some
coward.
innocent person that didn't have nothing to do with
I'm
this.
literally
Was it the
calling
same
you a
police force?
coward.
I
I
don't give
got
a
it.
fuck if it's the same police force. This
That
cop
was
didn't
an
have nothing
act.
to do with it. How you know he in agreement with it?
It was the act
They
of a
gonna go pick an
coward.
innocent person and kill him, and we clap for that. Yeah, nigga. Yeah. No, nigga, you go get the person.
And
You
look,
if you
bro,
done something to me, what I look like gonna go do something to V and you
that's
running?
the part I
You can
wanted. That's
talk
the
your
part I
shit.
wanted to
No,
hear
no,
again.
that's some cow. That's a coward act, cowardly act. You don't want to hurt an innocent person, minding their motherfucking business, don't know nothing about nothing, and ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Maybe he went psyche, or
He ain't win
maybe
shit. No, he ain't win shit. He ain't win shit. A psychic person, nigga, play crazy. He don't hold his head over pride when he walk by them police.
but that's what you
No.
said you like
We
though.
can
Yeah,
hear
You
wait.
you.
hear me,
Said that in
Jason?
previous interviews. You like when people are in the courtroom
Yeah.
and they
I like that. But nigga, I'm not saying I don't.
Now, eventually, I agree with you. He came back and said that it was a cowardly act. But in the
Look,
beginning, go ahead.
that was the part I wanted to hear again when he said, and we clap for that shit. Bro, you know
Right,
how much motherfucking bullshit we clap for, bro?
right.
I'm talking about
That's
literally, bro, cheering like a motherfucker, man.
and I'm glad you caught that because that was the second thing I was about to talk about. We clapped for this. We were applauded for this. Do you think that we applauded because we were it was so many of us that they killed that we finally just was able to take out one. Somebody was man enough because we talk about a revolution. We get out and march about a revolution. We get out and march every time they kill one of us, but yet we kill us every goddamn day. But
I
nobody's
think
talking
I
about
think
that.
the I think these YNs will get out there and shoot it out with these white folks before you know what I mean?
That's all I'm saying. Is the purpose of this was not to attack Charleston White, but at the end of the day, you were right. In the middle, he did come back and say a cowardly act, but he said that in a sense of if I'm in the hood and you kill my son, I'm looking for your mom and your daddy because I'm not going to commit a cowardly act. But in the beginning, when he made the statement that I would not do a cowardly thing like that, that's you calling that man a coward, regardless of what you say. Well, I'm not saying he's a coward. Did he not take the best route? No. Did he not plan it out and do it the way that we all think he should have? Right. But was he a coward? I commend that man because at least he stood up and did something.
That was the wrong something.
And agree or not, I'm not saying that because I don't agree.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you that he didn't do the right thing the right way. But look how many kids are being killed by these cops where the parents aren't doing nothing but seeking money.
But
Yeah.
but the action he chose to take didn't make the situation no better. So why
And you're
highlight it?
absolutely right.
Why highlight it?
But we're highlighting it because
Why are we
the
cheering it
same
on
way
and clapping for that
the
shit? Like,
same
you
way
know what I'm
they
saying?
highlight
A
when they
innocent
step on our
person
neck.
lost their life.
The same way they highlight when they step on our necks. The
That's
same
that
way
program,
the
man. That's
same way
that
that they
program. That's why we can't break the chain now, cause we
no,
steady
that's not
clapping for
why.
the
We
wrong
can
shit.
break the chain because we don't want to break it. Stop acting like I said this on Godson's show. Stop
Yeah, we
acting
don't
like
want to break it. Of course not. They don't want to stop the ratchets twerking. You know what I mean? None of that. They don't want to stop
we
none of that. They
we
don't
don't
want to
want to
stop
break it.
locking C's and B's and you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to stop none of that.
And and Wood, I don't know if you remember this, when Trayvon Martin got killed, when they first started this whole thing off, Trayvon was the first one. When Trayvon got killed, a man in New York cleaned his whole kid's wardrobe closet out, threw away all their hoodies, threw away all their jeans. He started dressing them in button ups and suits. And everybody was like, "You're crazy. You shouldn't have to do that." You're right. I shouldn't have to. But if I am a father that knows that the police are out here looking at my kids this way, I'm doing what I have to do to protect my kids.
Right.
I want them to look different than the profile of the cops because one of the biggest things that I just talked to Babe about where I live now in Vegas is not where I moved to when I first moved here. Where I moved to when I first moved here, you saw the cops every day. They went up and down the streets, up around the block. It was sometimes you saw 2, 3, 4, 5 cop cars, but it was a rural, poor black area with Mexicans and other minorities. Where I live now, it's two police. It's a police station right behind my house, and it's one maybe 7 blocks down the way, and you hardly see any cop cars ever. It's an agenda. And we keep feeding into the agenda because we want to say, I should be able to do what I want, wear what I want, go out and be who I want. Yes, you can. But here's the thing. If you want to live in that neighborhood, they control that neighborhood. They're going to patrol that neighborhood. If you throw a hoodie on and it's 100 degrees outside, they looking at you suspicious because, nigga, why you got a hoodie on 100 degrees outside?
Right.
You got to be up to something.
I mean, but the average person gonna look at you like that if it's 100 degrees outside, not just the
Absolutely.
police. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell this nigga got going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
But the average person that think with logic, right? That's like,
right,
damn, I can get away from this nigga because I tell all the young dudes, y'all don't wonder why the police pull y'all over because y'all 18 in a motherfucking car. Y'all probably driving a BMW, ain't got a job, might be your mama's car, and y'all smoked out in the car.
right.
You can't fight a system that is the system. You have to change you in order to change what you want in the system. And if you're not willing to change you, like most of us aren't willing to do, because we want to be free, we want to be this, we want to say, I can do whatever I want. Well, they're showing us that you can't. They're showing us
Right.
that you can't. I bet you can't go in front of the police station with a gun and say, fuck the police. What you want to bet?
Hmm. Hmm.
They're
I
not
bet
smart.
you can't pull your car up in front of 2 police officers and pull out a gun and stand in front of your car and say, hey, this is my right. What you want to bet? Even with a license to carry, you can't do that.
We finna change these statuses around here, man.
We
Telling
gotta
you.
start, we gotta start looking at those things.
Yeah, I'm taking my business name back.
from America. Yeah, they talking
Godson
about.
said, now listen what Godson said, because he goes back in history all the time. My thing is to go back in history to those slavery times does not dictate what we're doing now. And I'm gonna say this before I read his comment.
You
We
definitely right about that.
in the 60s, we thrived. We were a closer family. We had
Shit, the
greater
50
businesses.
too.
I'm saying from the 50 from 45 to the 70s, right?
Yeah,
The 70s
yeah,
was
yeah.
I'm just saying during that time we thrived. We didn't have a slave mentality. We didn't have none of that. We thrived. We loved our families. We were close knit. We had problems in the home just like every culture does, but we were close knit. We traded our own foods. We traded our own thing. So stop trying to be like our slave mentality is what's holding us back. When they brought drugs in, when they showed us how to make money, and we started putting money over our family, when we started putting money over everything morally, that's where the problem came. That is
MOE.
right.
Money
That
over everything. You know what I'm
that
saying?
is the new problem that we have in our black community is because I will kill my brother over him owing me $200. I'll tell y'all a story, and this is right in Pleasant Grove. Wood, do you remember when I stayed in Pleasant Grove in those houses, in those apartments? A dude,
Murdoch.
the
That was the
Murdochs.
Murdoch.
Yep. So a dude downstairs from me, he was in a Mexican gang. He actually ran the gang. His name was Ricky. He actually ran the Mexican gang in Dallas. No, most
Man, you
Mexicans,
need to stop talking this shit.
huh?
You need to stop talking this
But
shit.
anyway, most
Don't
of
use
the
names. Don't use names.
oh, I ain't worried about that. I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not worried about that. I'm telling the truth, one, and me, and I'm already cool with everybody he's with, so I can tell the story. What I'm saying is, he lived below me, and in the midst of living below me, he was doing whatever he was doing at the time. But upstairs, I was doing whatever I was doing. In that little gang they had, blacks were forbidden to be talked to, but he saw me as different because I moved different. I was building my business, moving around differently. So he trusted me. So one day he leaves to go to an event. His own nephew brings a group of dudes to the house. They break in the house and steal everything. His
Mm.
own nephew. The black dudes talked him into it because he wanted to be with us so much. He wanted to run with us so much. Turned around, his uncle comes back. He had don't realize they were on camera the whole time. He goes he lived right over the next apartment unit from his uncle. He goes over there. He shoots his uncle to protect his friends. That is where I talk about quit saying that the slave mentality is what got us here. Because how many times, how many hoods have you heard that story? Because I know it to happen 7 times where somebody killed their brother, killed their cousin over something, whether it was a crack addiction, whether it was you took money from me, or I gave you money to make money and you just messed me over. You see this a lot in our community.
Right, right. Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. A
And
whole lot.
that's not a slave mentality. That's money. You see girls jump out on these poles and strippers, and OnlyFans is only blowing up because we jumped on it.
Right.
But man,
OnlyFans, Clubhouse, shit, all that
let's take
shit.
a commercial break, bro.
All
Thank
right.
you for coming on with me, man. I appreciate everybody in the comments. I appreciate it, man. When I
Yeah,
say,
godson, what it do, bro?
yeah, he came back. He said, let me read what he said. Let me read the first comment first before we go to break. So the first comment he said, Nat Turner's crew slaughtered everything on the plantation because they were rebelling against an institution of injustice. The king's ego got too emotional, and he's seen every cop as the enemy. And I got that, right? Emotions, right? What we've been
Right,
saying.
right,
The second part, he says, slavery is anything that controls the mind, body, soul of a person. A person can be a slave to alcohol, drugs, sex. Every time we even hear the word slave, we revert to the chattel days. And I agree with you guys, son. At the end of the day, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you if you listen to what I'm saying. But when you talk to most of us, they are referring to the days when we were in chains.
Right.
Like that's
And
not.
not the modern day slavery.
Don't act like that's not true because it's on every social media. Everybody's talking about it on their social media platform. Every black game board is talking about it. Everybody, but nobody's talking about the time we came out of a time where we were segregated from these people, didn't have to deal with them, and we were literally thriving. They hated us because we were thriving. They couldn't understand how they couldn't break us because they put us in the worst conditions and we still were thriving. And with that, y'all, we're going to take a break and I will be right back.
You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot. No, sir. You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot. No, sir. You ain't blocking my shot. Hold up. You can't stop what I got. No, sir. You only making that face cause I'm everything that you not. I got 2 fingers for the op. The second one is for the plot. That first one to make it pop. Haters hate this okay though. Sitting in the whip I paid for. I got folk on payroll. Shit gon' move when I say so. Where was you at some time ago? When I was homeless and I ain't had shit. Sleeping on the aired up mattress. Just trying to get past it. You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot. No, sir. You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot. In 9-0, I touched down. 9-7, I was born strong. Ask dad, you can ask mom. You feel I'm lying or you think I'm wrong. Low key getting hated on by folk that can never make they own. Hella needy with extended arms in this game of chess. They just the pawns. It's my name that they choking on. Took the high road and kept it calm. Last told it was stones thrown. Took him on and I took him home. Built the throne that I'm sitting on. 93 got me in the zone. Real talk, I'm just thinking home since 19. I've been putting folk on. You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot. No, sir. You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot. No, sir. 10 plus years building careers. Been to hell, I got souvenirs. Battle demons, I lost peers. Bullshit, I steer clear. Swallow pride and I ate fear. Shed blood and I shed tears. No cap after all that. With a big smile, I'm still here. Tell my sons to shut up. King me for my come up. Grind to get my sums up. 25-8, sign up the sun up. On my GOT, tell them bend the knee, cause the crown been on me. On my GOT, tell them bend the knee, cause the crown been on me. You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot. No, sir. You can't stop what I got. No, you ain't blocking my shot. No, you ain't blocking my game, blocking my game, blocking my shot.
So, man, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation. We're just talking about topics that I think other people need to talk about, but they're just not doing it. And at the end of the day, I want y'all to understand we're not taking sides. We're not taking judgment. None of this is about judgment, right? None of this is about we're saying no one's right or wrong or any position. We're just talking about things that need to be talked about. The only way to come to a solution to anything is to discuss it and plan for it. If you don't do that, you're just wasting conversation at this point. And y'all want to dwell on the harp on the bad, but don't want to look at the positive things that come out of it. I want to run a stat based on what we were just talking about the guy shooting his son, the cop shooting his son. I want you to see a video that actually gives stats, and I want y'all to watch this. I thought it was pretty amazing, to be honest with you, that it is an actual stat for this. I thought it was crazy because it shouldn't be. We shouldn't be at this part in our culture where they're running, they're telling us that it's actual stats for this. So let me, I'm going to start the video, then I'm going to transition us over, okay? I just thought it was crazy that it's actual stats for this.
That was a little bit more known is that motor vehicle crash remains and has been the leading cause of death among children and teens in the country. Cancer also is a leading cause of death and is number 3. What is more surprising is that firearms are the second leading cause of death among children and have been for some time. This is not a problem just in urban America. This is not a problem just in rural America. This is not a problem just in schools in suburbia. The rates per 100,000 of children dying across those different types of communities in our country is really very similar. This is a problem in all of our communities. When we break it down by intent, we see that the majority of deaths are homicide and suicide. Homicide being about 60% of those deaths, suicide being about 35% of those deaths, unintentional or accidental injuries being about 1% of those deaths, and mass shootings representing slightly less than 1%. In terms of the trends over time for firearm-related deaths, we see over the past more than a decade, it's remained the second cause of death among children with no decrease. And in fact, since 2013, we've seen a 28% increase. Motor vehicle crash, in contrast, has decreased tremendously over the past 20 years among children as a cause of death. By using a data-driven approach, knowing clearly that the data shows that this is the second leading cause of death, certainly has inspired me as a physician to know that we need to be doing better, and hope that we'll also encourage other physicians to know that this is indeed
That just let me know I don't be too harsh on them.
You said what?
That just let me know I don't be too harsh on them.
Yeah. And that see what I showed you, the stats? Every state we said yes to the gun laws, kids shooting each other has gone up. Honestly, getting guns and shooting each other. Not notice how it said intentionally. Accidental was only 1%. That means homicide controls what's happening in our country with our kids. It's little kids getting a gun, going to go find the person that they want to shoot and shooting them. That's crazy, bro. That's too many guns for somebody to have access to. And now we can't say they're dumping them off into our neighborhood because now you can go buy a gun as long as you legal and got a license. You said what, Top?
He said it's bad parenting.
And I got you on that. But parenting isn't the only thing that influences your kids. You're not with your kids 8 hours of the day.
But as a parent, you should be the biggest influence to your kids.
And you should. In a perfect world, you're absolutely right.
You should be the biggest influence to your kids.
And in a perfect world, you're absolutely right.
No, you don't have to be.
You should. In a perfect world, you're absolutely right.
Not a perfect world, just the way shit is supposed to be. Those kids belong to somebody. And if they not conducting themselves right, it goes back to the parent. I was raised around guns, and that was never an option because of how I was raised around guns.
And Top, I would agree with you if every kid that carries a gun had a parent that took care of them. That's the whole point that I'm saying. Every kid isn't raised in the same morally ethic background as somebody that a lot of people speak on things and they speak from just their point of view. And what I mean by that is if you were raised in a household where your dad taught you a lot, your mom was there, perfect, what they in society, not me, call a perfect environment. What about those kids that had a single mom who worked 8 hours a day? So wasn't nobody there when I came home from school. What about those kids whose mom was a crackhead and I didn't even get it? And the community
every kid does have a parent.
You can call it bad parenting. I agree with that 100%. My problem is it's not there's a case like mine where there was no parenting. From 13 to 17, I was my parent. I hustled, I grind. But because I guess you're saying right, because I was with my parents for the first part of the years, it taught me good morals. So I looked at things differently. But I had to look at everybody from a perspective of you probably didn't come from where I came from. These kids sometimes get these guns because I was raised by the niggas in the hood who carry guns every day.
Right.
Saw them carrying it. I saw them put it on their hip. I saw them shoot a nigga. That's what I saw. Even though my mom came home every night to feed me, 8 hours of my day was with them. I don't care how much of an influence you have on your kid. If 8 hours their day is seeing gun violence and drug dealing, what do you think your kid gonna do? I don't know if he can hear me.
No. I was raised in South Dallas around gun violence. My uncles and all of them was gun hustlers and dope dealers and shit. I was raised right in the mix of it. It's how you raise, man.
Hey, I know what your problem.
Your parents. You got to teach our kids when to shoot, why to shoot, who to shoot. You just don't kill a nigga cause you.
Hey, I know what your problem is now. You got your YouTube playing on your TV. You need to cut the volume down. That's the issue. That's why you're having mic problems. Whatever you got it playing on, that's doing. Turn it down. When you got it on your TV, you have to turn the volume completely down. That's why, man. Now I figured it out. It ain't his volume. It's because he's trying to play it on YouTube and watch himself and watch us on the show. And you're not, the volume makes him stall because he's hearing it delayed from the actual show being broadcast.
Okay.
I just heard it.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is the way I was raised. I was raised around all that. All that you saying, I was raised around it. But I also had a teaching of guns that I was taught. Somebody has. Who fault is that? You still responsible for your own.
I see what he's saying.
I
see what he's saying.
We gotta teach.
They running around irresponsibly with these pistols. You know what I mean?
Have to teach our kids.
We got all these irresponsible shooters.
We can't say we're not together. We can't say we started young. We can't say it didn't work out. We still have to teach our kids. It's our responsibility.
And I don't knock you on that, but I have to say, everybody
responsible for teaching their kids.
And all I have to say on that is, what about those whose parents aren't there? Who's responsible?
It's still someone responsible for those kids. Somebody get the check for them.
I lived 5 years. I lived 5 years of my life with nobody being responsible for me but me. And that's the honest to God truth. I went from 13.
Now, hold on though, Jason. You had a mom and a dad.
But I had a mom.
It's their responsibility. I don't give a shit they didn't do it. It's still their responsibility.
Okay, then that's not a solution.
That you know how to function.
But you're saying that, okay, so let's go back. Let me go back because I like this. I like what you just said. You're saying that it doesn't matter if they were there or not, but at the same time you're saying it's their responsibility. I give you that. Yes, it is. It was their responsibility. Yes, it was their responsibility to teach me everything I needed to know. But if they're not there to do it,
Drop me down. I'm gonna watch from the green room. My phone finna die.
Okay. But if it was their responsibility to do it and they didn't, then I have to man up and take that responsibility. I can't blame them. A lot of people blame their parents for not being there. If you are that person and you had to raise yourself, at some point you have to be like, I got to teach myself to do this. I know how to shoot because I learned how to shoot. You said what? Say that again. I can't hear you, bro.
At some point, all of these kids belong to somebody. And we have to teach our kids. We have to teach the kids, man. At some point, man, all these kids belong to someone. We have to teach our kids. It's our responsibility, man. It's not the world's responsible for understanding. The world ain't free. It's not nice. It's not fair. And life's everybody. It don't just life me and not you. It don't just life you and not man. Life's everybody. And we have to be prepared for that. And when don't nobody prepare you, and if don't nobody put it in you, it's nothing there to get out. This is why we have a generation that's so disrespectful and don't understand. Man's made a statement saying, well, the youngins, he think that they'll get out there and go to war with them. The point is, they don't know how to shoot. They don't know what they doing. They got switches on the gun, just spraying and shooting other people. Like you said, they shoot up a whole house because they mad about something.
Yep.
We have to teach our kids when to kill, why to kill. You have to know what you're doing. Because when you take a life, it's not that it's going to come hunt you. Wrong is wrong regardless. Okay, he killed a policeman. Some people say, well, he killed an innocent man. He was killing the establishment. The establishment of the police has been murdering African Americans from day one. He was going against the establishment, the uniform. Not nobody in particular, the uniform. He was mad at the law. He felt like the law did not serve him right. So he went against the law. At that point, he had lost it. He was mad. We have to teach our kids, man, and we can no longer, no matter, you can't say, okay, well, didn't nobody raise me. You better go talk to your parents, man. Everybody got a parent somewhere. Somebody's responsible for you. Talk. We got to talk and teach our kids.
Right. And I agree with you 100%. That's why I wanted you on the show, because I agree with you. He wasn't going after, oh, that man who killed my kid. He said, all I care about is the police did it. All I care about is that uniform did it. All I care about is like you said, that establishment did it. And that's where I said, you can't call that man a coward. Had he said cowardly act in the beginning, I would have had respect for him. But he called that man a coward because he stood up for what was right in his mind. You kill my son, I'm going to kill one of yours. That's it. Whether he regrets it or not, whether he's in jail for 10 years and he realized that what he did was wrong, you're supposed to feel, if you're human, let me make something very clear. If you're human, you will have regret for every bad thing you did in your life if you have a soul, if your moral is built there.
The white shit, though.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
We can't hear you, bro. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Your mic just went out. I don't know what happened, but we can't. We see you.
I agree with what you're saying. It's just that he was going against the establishment, not no one officer on thing with the kids. Oh, yeah, don't say that, because it look like you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
You can't hear me?
I can now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Damn.
Right, because it's delayed. I don't know what's going on.
Damn.
But like I was saying, guys, look, we're live, so we're going to take technical difficulties, but that isn't going to stop the show from talking about what we want to talk about. At the end of the day, The reason why I say what I say, and I'm on here about the topics I brought up today because we're almost coming to an
You can
end.
hear me now?
Yes, we can. The reason why I brought the topics up that we're talking about is because
The chance
I
we're trying to correct.
I always talk about accountability. Accountability is the thing that I am so high on because since man, for some years now, we are not holding ourselves accountable for the problems in our own community. We are not holding ourselves accountable for the problems in our own household. We are not holding ourselves accountable for the way our kids are growing up. We are not holding ourselves accountable for the way that we see money, finances, marriage. We have built and bought into a system that we fight against, but yet we want to be a part of. Those are the
That's
two
right.
things that I don't understand and that
That's right.
confuses me. We fight against a system that we beg so much to be a part of. Why? Because they told us that having $1 million
Right.
means so much. Well, go tell that to the person that bought a house, built a farm, built a
Right.
community, and barely got $2,000 in there, but they're living great. Go tell that to the person. Even the farmers, even the bare minimum people live better than most of us that go to work 8 hours a day every day. Bare minimum.
Yeah.
We want
Yeah.
to talk about a system and how we can destroy a system and how we can beat a system. The way you beat the system is understand the system that you're in and start moving as the system moves. They teach you this when you get on your job. They train you how to move within their position, within their system. It's the same way with the system of America. If you sit back and pay attention, stop buying the designer clothes, stop buying the Mercedes, stop buying a car is a car. I don't care what you say luxury is. A car is a damn car. It gets you from point A to point B. A pair of jeans is a pair of jeans. A
Right.
pair of shoes is a pair of shoes. Take it
Right.
how you want. Stop looking at it like it's people out here paying $1,600 for a haircut. Nigga, you better go buy you some clippers and cut your hair and take that money and put it up for your kids. It's people out here that are tricking husbands, good men, into babies and taking care of them. It's good women who are taking care of bum men. I get it. But stop coming and playing victim when we are the people that are putting ourselves in victim situations.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
can't be
I
both.
agree. I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. But it's just like people say we don't own nothing. Every time we never own something, they come back and destroy it. But we have to continue to keep pushing forward until it lasts. We done did it 3 or 4 times throughout history. We got to keep doing it until it lasts. But the problem is when we do it in such a small community that they can zero us out. We don't need to move all in one community. We need to work together all as one.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
And the thing about that top of what you just said, so let me say something I said on
Go
Godson's
ahead.
show.
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Yep, I heard you. So I'm gonna say something that I said on Godson's show. We can't keep acting like they were the only ones involved in burning down Black Wall Street. Let me tell you why. Because what they did was they went to the weaker minds in the community of blacks and said, "Help us destroy this community." It was our own people, just like they did with Malcolm X, just like they did with Martin Luther King. People who are jealous of their own people will sell out their own culture and will make these things happen. They cannot infiltrate our culture if everybody in the culture works together to say, nope, you can't open this door. I'm not letting you get in here. But the way they figured out was we are addicted to drugs. You know what they did this year? Because crack cocaine, we all lived through that, right? We lived through that because this generation, right, Top, we grew up through that. So we ain't smoking crack cocaine no more. What they did was say legalize weed.
Right.
What they said was legalize weed. We got to keep them addicted to something. So whether you like it or not, I am one that says weed is illegal. Weed is addicting, just like alcohol, just like it is an addicting drug. And let me tell you why I say that. It ain't the Reggie or the weed that your mom grew in her backyard. It ain't the weed that we used to grow and everybody had to fight for pounds to make the money. Let me tell you why I say, because I've been to grow houses where they are chemically putting things in the weed to make it stronger. They are chemically combining any dope or anything to make you buy. And if you haven't realized that, then you are going to always look at the system like the system is affecting you. But real talk, you want to change the system? I just saw my brother move into a very beautiful home because he stood on his morals and his grounds with a beautiful wife, building his family, helping his family, and they all working together. I was just in Dallas and I love that. We got to start thinking like that. I love my fiance because she's about family. She's about help. She may fuss and argue and whatever, but she's going to stand up for her family. And if we can't,
my wife is the best part of my life. You know what I mean? That's my
right.
blessing. I had to realize that.
And we have to get back to that, Top. We have to get back. The story I showed y'all, that man loved his wife, but his wife didn't love him. And most women, they get bored in relationships and they start going outside. That's why I don't say, I love the fact that my wife works. You know why? Not because I want her to work. I love the fact that she does because it keeps her from an idle hands is the devil's playground. If y'all don't know that, it is true. If your wife is sitting there, go ahead.
You have to marry somebody, the right people. Everybody's not marriage material. Like I say, we don't raise these women to be wives like we don't raise these little boys to be husbands. It's some principalities to this smoking, and we got to start teaching our kids so the next generation of the family will mean something. Right now, it don't mean nothing. Right now, it's no meaning on nothing. And so when, like the brother that killed a cop, he was standing up for his family. He probably couldn't get to the cop that killed his son.
Absolutely.
All the news and the rhetoric. But he was such a weak and out of his mind, he just attacked he attacked the establishment. The DPD, if people don't pay attention, if you shoot one law, the president will come on TV and say, what the hell wrong with y'all? That's not the way you resolve this. But every time they kill one of us, we are expected to swallow it, bite the bullet, and let it go. You was talking about Zimmerman. They killed Trayvon Martin. He sold that gun for $250,000 on the internet.
Absolutely.
And he's still free. These are the things that make us so irate. It's just like OJ getting away with murder. Yeah, we know he did it, but damn, it sure feel good to see a nigga beat the system.
Absolutely. And to beat the system. Something you said. To beat the system.
And we got to understand the system that we in and how to play it. We do. I agree.
Absolutely.
We can't understand it. You can't win a game if you don't know the rules.
And so I want to play something, bro. So I want you to watch this. I want to play something. I want to play something while I got you on here because I was saving this for just me and you. So give me 1 second. And this is what I mean when I say we play in a system that we weren't designed to be in. Right? but we think we can win because everybody's telling us to. We think we can win because everybody's telling us how to play the game. But it's like the painting where God is, the painting where Jesus is playing the devil in chess, right? And what nobody pays attention to in that painting, that if Jesus and the devil are playing, then God is the board. The devil ain't equal to God. The devil ain't equal to Jesus. The two are the brothers. But at the end of the day, the board is God, Elohim. So listen to what I say about the system, because I found this video and I really thought it was amazing. It's crazy what they talk about.
Black brilliance. Even stripped of land, language, and wealth, Black people still rose. They saw it, and they feared it. So they did what they do best: create control. In the early 1900s, they created a secret society, the Black Buoy. It was made to manage the future of Black excellence before it became revolution. They called it talent, but it was always about influence. Record labels, endorsements, media. They pay us to entertain, but never to liberate. They choose who gets rich, and they decide who stays invisible. And if anyone steps out of line, they're silenced. Because there's a code, and the Black Boule stays on code. Athletes, singers, actors, influencers. They'll speak for trends, but never truth. They are in charge of the distractions and bury the revolutionaries, because the system doesn't need chains anymore. Just enough comfort to keep us quiet. We stay dropping these knowledge bombs.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's true. So when we talk about the NBA, we talk about the NFL, I sit back and say we have millionaires. Every year they draft new millionaires. But tell me why they ain't came and saved none of us. Tell me why they ain't came and rebuilt the whole, why they ain't bought up 600 acres of land and said, hey, come free yourselves.
That's not the way we design. We don't think fully like that. We are just a copy of whatever we were taught from slavery. The ancestral power, the spiritual power that we had before that is still here, but we don't tap into that. Right now, we only tapped into America because most African Americans feel like they ain't African because they wasn't born in Africa. They American. So what we try to do is y'all just give us a fair shake, and then we'll get our own. Well, they say yeah, but they don't never give us the fair shake. And every time we do get our own, they come back like you say. They got the inside a coon. Somebody gonna sell us out, like with Nat Turner. I get it. We gotta keep on doing it until we get it right. This is why Rosa Parks, she was under the Underground Railroad. If y'all going somewhere and you get scared and want to turn around, she gonna shoot you.
Not Rosa Parks.
That was no rule. You can't go back.
That's not Rosa Parks. That wasn't Rosa Parks. That was oh man, what's her name? I can't even remember. Moses. They called her Black Moses.
Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good. Everybody makes mistakes as we talking because you just thinking on the fly. Don't ever apologize. This is, hey guys, this show is live, so if we make mistakes, you have no apologies over here because we human.
Harriet Tubman. But I was making the example of the rules. Those are some of the rules, like when you say kill an innocent person. That person is innocent, but he finna run back and go be a slave, and when master wake up and say, where everybody go, what you think he gonna say? They left and they went that way. And it's this lady and this man, and they trying to do this. But that's an innocent person. But now you gotta weigh that one life against these men that's trying to be free. We
Absolutely,
deal with that every day, and we done dealt with it since slavery. From the big house, you got some niggas can sleep in the house with master and some can't. So that's just where we at. Until we can get back to dealing with each other, it's gonna be hard for us to break this. We got to teach our kids because they don't know. To keep the generation going now does not know. They do not know.
Absolutely.
They walk around, they got colored drawers on, they got cartoons on their ass.
Absolutely. So I got one more video for you, bro, because we gonna go over a little bit. That's why I love that I'm on Mondays, because nobody picked Mondays, so I don't have to worry about cutting my show off at exactly 7. But if you willing to ride with me, I got one more thing I want to show
Oh
you.
yeah. Oh yeah, let's get it in. Let's do that.
So let me set it up, and this is, man turned me on to this dude, honestly, on his show. And I had to go review some of the things he said, because we're all about authenticating, right, and making sure that we bring the right. We're not just on here trying to. We're not just on here trying to get numbers. We're on here stating facts, right? That's what we're built on. So, man turned me on to this guy, and I went and looked at some of the stuff he talked about, and I was really like, wow, like amazed, man, because he talks about something that me and you have touched on for months. And so I want to play this, and then we can discuss it, okay?
All right, let me check it out.
Hold on, I got to set it up first the right way. I'm always going to try to put us on the side so that people can see the video.
Yeah, no doubt.
So here we go. Just listen to what he say, man. This shit is crazy. But we've been talking about.
Pay attention to this. This was the young guy that was involved in the shooting in Dallas at the school. But I want y'all to watch what he say. Even though what he did wasn't right, but our children are suffering, bro. Check this out.
I love all my peoples, man. Nigga told me he was gonna kill me. All these niggas told me they was gonna kill me. Look what happened. I love my Sandra. I love the nigga behind this camera. I love Yana. I love my nieces and nephews. All of them. I want everybody to know I love them. People named that I didn't name, trust me, I love you. I can't think right now, but I love y'all. This is my last time fuck around be seeing y'all. Last time talking to y'all, excuse my language, but I love y'all. I know I was wrong for what I did, but I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it. I'll be damned if one of us get buried again. I'm tired of us getting buried and nobody doing shit about it. My mama gone, my granny gone, everybody gone that I love. So I can't go. I can't go. I'd rather y'all see me like this, locked up, than y'all see me dead in the ground. And I know that's really what y'all, come on now. I know y'all don't want to see me dead. Come on now. Cause kill myself, but I know that's not what y'all want me to do. So let's be for real, y'all. I love y'all. All right.
Terrifying scene at a Dallas high school, gunfire inside the school. Law enforcement then rushing to Wilmer Hutchins High School. Students you can see there running to safety. Authorities say one student shot and wounded in what they revealed just moments ago at the same school where they had a shooting nearly a year ago to the day. Maria Villarreal on the scene in Texas.
And I'm thinking about taking them out and putting them in homeschool. Because it's something, I can't keep going through this as a parent. I'm telling you, it's very frightening to ever think about losing your child and your kids. This is terrible. But they over there now, thank God they standing, but my heart goes out to the parents that had to deal with this tragedy today.
What's sad? It's your boy Papa Dope back with another video. Make sure y'all like, comment,
That's his
subscribe.
name, bro.
And also, this video is brought to you by Ubuntu Apparel. Make sure you hit the description. All the information gonna be in the description of the video. Also, if you're on YouTube, go to the bottom, go to the store, the YouTube store, and you can also order from there. And that's how y'all can help me support this channel and support this journey. Now, what I'm saying is this: what he did wasn't right at all. But what we must understand as adults, as supervisors, as chaperones, whatever you want to say, we must understand what the problem is. These children are crashing out because they have nothing to do. And you know what's the biggest problem? The music.
Yep.
The music is the biggest problem we have with our children being influenced with negative actions, negative thoughts, just all day pumping in their head. And these record companies and the people that promote these type of songs never get blamed for this shit. I used to do music like that too, because I too didn't know, okay? But I stopped doing music like that. I had to understand and realize the importance of how people listen to these songs and they try to carry these songs, and how the powers that be use music to control us. It's the music, bro. All this YN this, YN that, bro. Listen, bro. What we do is we normalize the negativity. They weaponize the negativity. So after we normalize,
I want to stop right there, bro, because he's telling the truth. That's the part I wanted you to hear. You guys can go, shout out to Papa Duck. You guys can go find him on YouTube, hear the rest of the whole video. The video, and I'll tell you the whole name of it. The video is actually said called how drill music is rewriting the rules of society. And you have to understand that this new rap, this new music is creating a vibration that only our kids can hear. And I said this, I've been saying this. It's the reason why we created Nostalgic. That's why this was important to me tonight, because I built Nostalgic to get us back to that vibration which started 2000 and back. What y'all are doing now, everything that y'all talk about now, he says in that video, and I quote Papa Duck, he says, go find a video, go find a rap song or any song today. And he said, and if you hear about a shooting, a gun, or anything, stop. If not, keep going until you find one. He said, I promise you it'll only take you about 15 minutes before you find the song that talks about killing somebody. He said the thing that go ahead.
Well, no, I agree with everything he said. But what caught me in the video, when the kid said, you know, his granny's gone, his mom is gone, he didn't mention his father.
He didn't.
There was no mention of a father. And that's some of what you were saying earlier. When you come from a broken home and nobody's there to put it into you, how do you cope with it?
Exactly.
We have to start having critical thinking conversations. When shit
Absolutely.
When shit is critical, how do we respond to it? We got to respond because it's life, but it's how we respond to it. Somebody can call me a bitch, but I ain't no bitch if I don't respond to it. So we got to start having critical thinking lessons. What he said was exactly right, man. These kids are left out here and they being raised by the internet and ain't nobody disconnecting them. You know, I understood exactly what you were saying earlier, where you can't be with your kids all the time. No, you don't have to be. What you have to be is in their life all the time. And when you
Absolutely.
you notice the little subtleties and things when they change. When you with them and you see them all the time.
And that's right.
If you're not there, yeah, you're gonna miss something.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying what I love about what he said was, you have to look at it from a point of view of, like you said, yes, we have to be in our kids' life all the time, but you can't be there every day. So the little things that you drop off, the little things that they see you go through. The best thing about me and my 4 boys was I wasn't there all the time. Top, you know, I was building this business. I was running. I was skipping from state to state. But the best thing about my boys was when they got old enough, I was man enough to come back to all 4 of them, take them on a vacation and say, hey, I locked us in the first day of the vacation. I locked us in a room. And I said, hey, before we can go enjoy this vacation, I need y'all to talk to me about what y'all don't like and what y'all mad at me about, because that's the only way to heal our relationship. And they told me everything. And then what I did as an adult, like I said before, when man asked me, if my 5-year-old kid asked me about this shooting, I'm telling him nothing. This is an adult thing. Why? Because I need you to stay a kid. I need you to enjoy life as a kid. I don't need you worried about adult problems. Those will come. But when my kids got older, I was able to take them and say, okay, you wanted to come live with me in Dallas, but not understanding that at the time you wanted to come live with me, I was homeless, living in my radio station, because I'm building what I have now. What you see now and you're happy about now, I was building back then. Sometimes dads get the short end of the stick because we're willing to work our butts off to make sure that our kids will get where they need to go. And instead of the moms uplifting and saying your dad is building something for you, we get called dad be dads. We get called dad be losers. We get called, because like I told my kids and I had to show them, you only got your car, every one of my boys got a car at 16. You only got that car because they were taking it out of daddy's check. But the mom gets the reward. The lights were paid because they were taking it out of daddy's check, but the mom gets the reward. See, the moms get the love, even if daddy's putting in the work. Because I lived in Texas, my boys lived in Nebraska. I couldn't see them every day. So the mom is the one. That's why most of these boys be like, I love my mom, my mom, my mom, my mom. But I think more dads need to have conversations. If you're not able to be there when they're older and explain to them. Talk to them like an adult, not like a child. Once my boys became adults, now we can have adult conversations.
Right.
Now I can look at, yes, you're my son, but I'm talking to you as a man. Because here's the thing that people don't talk about. The Bible says raise your kids. Once you raise them and teach them, it's your turn to walk away. They have to find God on their own. And if that goes through them going through something, then you have to let them go through what they're going through. Just like you did.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's like you got to go through something in order to come out of something. So, you know,
Absolutely.
and life be life. And so I would just suggest that everybody try to find the right person. And when you do, sit your ass down and start building. You know, I tell people all the time, I'm good all by myself. But when me and my wife do something, when we together, nigga, I'm a force when we together, nigga. When we on the same page and we working together, I don't give a damn if it's for Easter bunnies, a football board, whatever it is, nigga. When we together, nigga, we win. We win.
Absolutely.
We can go down to the boat, dog, and I can just be standing there next to her. She be tearing their ass up.
Hey, and I'm so grateful. The thing that I'm grateful about most is the men that I have in my life. Because most of the men in my life, they've been married for a long time. Y'all dealt with me when I was going through my single phase, and you used to always say, hey, I can't tell you how to be because I'm married. Right. You do what you got to do. Figure it out. But now that I'm married, you came in. The minute I told you I was about ready to get married, you came in and said, okay, great. I'm going to show you some lessons.
Right. Make sure you remember that too. Make sure you remember that too, nigga.
And that's why I say, we have to look at it, and I tell my boys, look at who you're around. Right. That's going to dictate the problems that you have.
That's right. If you hang around 9-ass broke niggas, I guarantee you're going to be the 10th. You need to hang around people that's going to get it. And I don't mean people that's killing and hustling and all that. I'm talking about people that's out here making power moves and doing things productive. You hang around those type of people and those type of blessings come your way.
Absolutely. So, man, I know you got to get up in the morning, so I'm going to go on and cut this off. We can follow us up on your show, however you want to do it. I know you tomorrow, but go on and give your shout-outs, man, and then I'm going to close this show out.
Say, man, I give my shout-outs, man, to the whole nostalgic family, man, you know, and to my family here at the house in Dallas, man. I love all y'all, and y'all remember, y'all, you know, y'all stay blessed, because y'all know Jesus got me spoiled, and I'm highly favored. Mr. 214, you heard me? Lonnie B. and Lake George, boy. Yeah, sir?
Thank you, bro. So, guys, I just wanted to say tonight's show was about me and my nostalgic family. We hadn't done a show like that forever because we've been growing so fast. I thank you to everyone who tuned in. Go back and watch the show on our YouTube channel if you want to see it, or you can come to my page, or you can go to the Nostalgic Radio page and look at it. But I want y'all to understand that the topics that we talked about are topics that I found sensitive in our country, in our culture, and what we do. At the end of the day, it's so many things that we play into society for. because we want to be wealthy. We want to have followers because followers to us generalize money. I need you guys to understand that God said, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar, but give unto me what belongs to me. And if you belong to God, it doesn't matter what they do because you'll always win. And all I'm telling you guys, we built this station because there's a frequency level that is being demolished on our side, and our side only. I'm not pro-black. I'm not one of those people because and if you know me, you know that. I work with everybody. So I'm not just talking about, but God's chosen few is a family. And at the end of the day, over at Nostalgic, I found a family that looks at life the way we do. That's why we don't have your baby mommy at the club, what you gonna do conversations. We have the conversation that actually matters in our country. These kids are killing kids. These kids are killing themselves. Y'all, if y'all don't see this as a problem, y'all need to wake up. Just in the last 2 months alone, there has been 14 cases where kids have killed other kids. That means that tells me that there's lack of conversation in the house. That tells me there's lack of, I don't feel secure telling my parents how to help me fight my battles. That lets me know that drugs are overtaking the house. That lets me know that because what you do is what your kids do. So if you smoke all day, best believe they may not do it in front of you, but they smoking just like you. Stop playing these games and get out here and start taking back our communities. Get out here and stop talking about how we're so suppressed. We're not suppressed. And y'all are showing that we're not suppressed. Because every time I click on social media, I see everybody on a cruise. I see everybody going to the weed store. I see everybody in the club. So we are not suppressed like that anymore. We suppress ourselves because we'd rather do the wrong thing than to do what's right. So with that being said, shout out to my whole Nostalgic family, all the new shows that are coming on. Shout out to DJ Trans. Shout out to DJ Cali. Shout out to DJ Jem and J. Shout out to Fleet DJs across the country because I know y'all support us as well. Shout out to all of our sponsors, and I hope you guys have a great night. If you want to be a part of the interview, you want to be a part of the conversation, just go to nostalgicradio.online, pick shows on the network, and pick the show you want to come have a conversation on. We got shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So all I'm saying is be mindful of what you want your kids to do, because supporting them also means disciplining them. And that's where I feel like we fail, but that's another conversation I'm going to have next week. So let's talk about it. This is Real Talk with Jason Dixon, and I'm out.
Suppress my feelings, I'd rather y'all kill me so I can shout to the heavens till one of them angels hit me. When you standing on the top, all you can do is look down, but I'm on the ground looking up, so all I can do now is push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I say, air do wanna make moves. Hot-headed niggas wearing ice just to keep cool. The niggas that can't fight keep tools. You gotta keep one too, for the fact anybody could try you. I said that anything can happen, could be gone in a minute. So from dusk till dawn, put on until I'm finished. I'm striding through life like a nigga long-winded, never sprinting, searching for that meal ticket. I ain't trying to miss it, cause life's real, and it always gave me chills. But as you get older, it gets colder. I got this knife in my back with the devil on my shoulder. I'm waiting for my angel to guide me right on the other, but he never showed up, and I'm tired of looking over and my chest blown out. The cold got my heart iced over. Emotions keep you from progress. I'm focused on getting closer. I'm that kid wondering where they say he not supposed to, so I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind. I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I feel hope. Music could be his 4-leaf clover. Body high, but his spirit so sober, cause he realized inside he couldn't be any lower. Just trying to wake my soul up like foe. Just put me on the front line, trained to die. See, they play me for a pawn, not a soldier. I don't live life for direction, survive to stay alive, never to take orders. Live life miserably and smile like everything's a hype, man. No, the fuck it isn't. I was reborn, reformed in my chrysalis, so y'all gon' fucking listen. I will never be nobody's bitch. I'm committed to rolling solo, putting my trust in no one. No love, definitely no road dog. I'm taking roll calls, saying fuck all y'all. Point blank, no need to repeat. Obviously I'ma do me, the rest of the world can control or delete as I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. World on my shoulders keep me down, but these drugs keep me up. Cold war freezing my soul, fire in my belly heat me up. The lean slow me down, my dry speed me up. Low life in disguise, all I can do is look up. This dream of eating got me hungry, envious of those above me. Life ugly than a bitch, and she always trying to fuck me. No stuffy running belly, rumbling, feel it in my tummy. World got me sick, the cold coming. I wish I was cold-blooded, so I could just say fuck it and fuck everybody but me. I'm tired of being unlucky, this world will play you for puppet. Manipulate your movements, you trying to influence the public. They trying to keep me close like luggage since the city was plumage. Then they find that gold nugget among the rubbish. I swear when them dollars coming and I ain't gonna have no budget. All of my people getting something. Cause I wasn't pushing for nothing. So let's go, I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I